As we had last left it off, the party, interrupting the ritual being done by the New Order member Anderson, went completely awry and ended up summoning what can only be described as an undead dragon by the name of Zorzaf, who communicated with you all, Volkris in particular, how he was disappointed that you rang the dinner bell, but did not provide dinner for him. He proceeded to lay waste to the forces of the New Order that was quickly moving in on your positions. The barrier for that guarded the inner sanctum of Greyhelm itself had been put down, and you can see Varys and his officers move in. You chased in after them. They went in one direction, you went in another, and in the process of trying to escape from Zorzaf, Bark and Kerry fell into a chasm deep below, and that was the last you saw of them. You have had a long rest. Joe Brix has been recovered of his curse and is able to take a quick short rest to tend to his wounds. And now you proceed onwards into Greyhelm itself. So, as requested, blank drawing pieces for you to know where you're going. Okay. So, the cave only moves in one particular way, with the various bits of water dripping down, the little puddles along there. So proceeding along the cave for about 30 minutes or so. It's a little windy, but eventually gets to a nice little section. It's a little windy, but eventually you come to a cross section. Looking to the right, you can see the cave goes on for about 30 feet before coming to a dead end, and you can see there's a colony of plants growing on that wall. Looking left, you can see the path leads another 50 feet before turning left again, and ahead of you is an archway that leads into a seemingly larger cave where you can hear running water coming from there.
I have a quick check of this colony of plants. Is there anything that I recognise? Mm-hmm. Bearing in mind, I've got Nature's little book.
I would like to as well.
Okay, so Cora and Volkris head off 30 feet towards the right, going up to this particular area. Go ahead and make an nature checks, the both of you, please. That's good.
For me, it is, yeah.
Sorry, my character sheet doesn't want to cooperate. Nope. I don't know what I just rolled.
Cora had to just 23. Beat me by a mile.
Volkris, the name of this eludes you, but you do recall reading about it in Nature's notes and stuff like that. There was something about it. You can't remember exactly what it does, but you know it needed to be grounded up and applied to something. Cora, you remember this as well as also seeing it in the sanctuary. This has been dubbed by nature as Toadless fungi. It is a natural antibacterial medicine. It can be grounded up and applied to wounds to produce the effect of a lesser restoration.
To reduce the effect of lesser restoration?
To produce the effect.
Okay.
So yeah, I think like we start looking. Yes, many of these flowers.
All right. With Cora and Volkris' nature check, there's only so much you can. Not toadless, toddless.
Oh, well.
There you go, toddless.
I was thinking. I was gonna say. I figured that's it. No.
Yeah. You can get about 3 portions full with what's there and what's usable. So you can get 3 portions of toadless fungi.
I don't think we have a way of grinding it up at the moment anyway, but we can keep it.
You will need to grind it up over the course of a short rest, just so you know.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll have anything to grind it up with, but... But yeah, we have them. That's definitely good.
At some opportunity, Jack, I'd like to cast Mage Armor on myself in my last slot.
Yep, of course. So you are now covered in the bluish ethereal form of your mage armor.
Thank you.
Just so we've got this correct, there was the room with the pool. Directly behind the pool, there was a long, windy corridor. There was no offshoots or anything for that. It was just one corridor.
Yeah, so you, exactly where you've been coming from, it's just been a straight shot for about 30 minutes. Cora and Vorkris have gone off to the right of this cross section, which went on for about 30 feet towards a dead end. Looking to the left of where you currently stand, it goes on for about 50 feet before turning left again. And then ahead of you, by about 20-25 feet, there's a little archway that leads out into a larger place where you can hear running water coming from.
Okay.
So I'm going to vote towards the water. If anyone's got any other ideas?
Well,
Nope.
what do we want to do? Do we want to investigate this place more, or are we trying to find a way out? Because we can't go through the front, like that dragon. Like, yeah.
The way behind you was effectively destroyed as well, so...
Well, the way I see it is the New Order has been ahead of us everywhere we've been. They've already got there and got their grubby little mitts, found everything, like messing with people's minds and cities, harvesting whatever they can. They've been trying to get in here and they failed. We are the first ones to get in here. For once, we can get ahead of the New Order. I want to explore the fuck out of this place and take anything useful.
Yep, we should investigate every little area we get to, I think.
I'm happy to go along with what you guys do.
Can I also kill Varys, please?
Yeah, go make an attack roll. Oh, wait, no, I thought you said Vorkris. I was like, fuck.
No, Varys.
I was like, wait, what? What's going on? Like,
yeah, I thought you said Vorkris. It's like, okay, joke PvP, let's go.
That's Vorkris.
Go Vorkris.
Do you still have all of those notes that we found, right, from Drusilla? Maybe we could look at them again, but I don't know that turning back is what we want to do right now. I really have a feeling that there's something we're supposed to find in here, like one of the keys. I think that there's something important in here that will help us stop the God of Opposites.
The notes on Greyhelm out, and I give them a quick read. There they are in the chat.
Cackles and I was already looking at them. I was just role playing.
I generally wasn't sure if everyone had access to them or if it was just me.
Well, actually, I do think that we do.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's fair then.
Has access.
Yeah.
So, the way behind you is sealed. The way to the right looks like it's been has been harvested. So what remains is going straight or turning left from the crossroads that you're at.
And left was towards the sound of running water. Is that right?
Straight ahead is towards the sounds of running water. To the left, it goes on for about 50 feet before turning left again.
My bad. I'd vote straight on just because at least we can hear something, and water is always good. I know we've just left water, but if we can plot out where all the water sources are.
well, this is some sort of ruin for something. Obviously, they had to have water access, so it could lead to somewhere more. I don't know. More like
Let's
a
go and have a
civilization.
look.
It's just something more pleasing about the sound of water than nothing at all.
I don't know.
Exactly.
After that
The water
encounter
is-
with that ghost, water is a bit scary now.
Is the water flowing?
Oh, you can't see. You just hear running water.
Oh, so yeah, it is. It is running. I think if we follow upstream of the water, that would probably be a start. Yeah.
Surely going upstream would take us out because it would go up higher, whereas we want to go deeper, don't we?
Well, it flowed down. Jack, can you just remind me where we did the long rest and we were at that little pool?
Yep.
The water was flowing in from there from somewhere.
Yeah, it's like it poured down from the walls, and then sort of and dissipated into cracks in the walls where it sort of the whole place didn't flood over, and it created small little pools, which then flowed on into the cracks of the walls. So it come out of the walls to go back into the walls.
Ah, okay. Well, I still think that going to the water is a good choice, even if just to be our guide, to keep us on a path.
So you proceed onwards for another 20 feet or so, past the archway, and you find yourselves at the cusp of a waterway, a monumentally big highway separated by a deep causeway of rushing water. So you can see two paths. The side that you're on, 50 feet across from you, is another path, and they're hugging the wall there. It's basically, this room opens up to the left and to the right. In the middle of the room is a huge causeway, like a gap, where you can look down and you can see just quite deep rushing water heading towards the left. To the right is a big blank stone wall where the water seems to be gushing out from underneath. On the other side, you can see a small little door on the right-handed wall on the other side of the causeway from you. To the left, it goes on for as long as you can damn well see. The path can lead, like both paths on this side and the other side, seem to be like leading left for a hell of a long time.
Is anyone else tempted to get our magical boat thing out and just see where this river takes us?
I am a little intrigued by that, yes.
Like, as far down as we can see with the river, does it go into a large enough gap that a boat and potentially people in it could fit down it, or does it just like?
Yeah, a boat could definitely fit into it. Be a bit of a rapid.
It would be very rapid, yeah.
I mean, I'm game to try.
And as you say that, the door opens up on the other side, and somebody steps out. He immediately clocks you and just looks at you.
How lovely to see you again.
How far away is it?
He's 50 feet across from you on the other side.
I take my crossbow out of my bag and just load a shot.
Okay.
Cora's fur is standing up on end like a dog who is, or a cat that's ready to fight. And she's going to start to radiate some holy energy out of her hands. Unsure of whether it's right to kill him or we should try and find out if we can get information out of him first, but she really wants to kill him.
Is he on the other side of the river to us?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. I still have cool spells.
I want to ready a cantrip because that's all I can do.
He doesn't look like he's just staring at us.
He's got his hand on the doorknob. The door is open. He's just standing in the doorway and he's just staring at all of you basically, I guess you could say he's waiting to see what you guys are going to do.
I'm going to take a step forward then
Mm-hmm.
and aim the crossbow at him and say, and shout at him, "Do you want to come and talk about this?"
About what?
Shall we start with this place?
If you are capable of having a civil discussion, then sure.
As long as you don't kidnap me again, I suppose we can sort something out.
Well, you've made it abundantly clear that you have no intentions to join the New Order, so I have no intentions to kidnap you again.
She'll leave it loaded, but she'll lower the crossbow. Please, come and join us.
Ferris will step all the way out. Says, well, at least some of you survived. As you can see, he's taken a head count.
Did he close the door behind him?
No, the door's still open.
Cora's got white hot tears that are starting to well up and leak down her face. She's like angry, pissed crying.
Well, if you're in the same predicament we are, then we're all stuck.
Who is we? How many of them are you? You are there.
I've got my team back there. I'm just checking the area out.
Who says we're stuck?
Do I believe he's got a team back there?
Make an insight check.
I feel like that's
I'll-
probably something Zurich would do too. Forgot that
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
playing him.
Vorgris, harder to tell. He is 50 feet away from you, so it's like getting a good read on his face is a bit hard. Same for Zurich as well.
Yeah.
And to what you said, Jorpix, he responds, I guess I did. I mean, there was that big ass skeleton thing barring our way out. I would have assumed it was the same for you.
So wait a minute. The New Order sent you here to break beyond that barrier and gave you nothing about what to do once you were beyond it.
Well, truth be told, I assumed we would have an entire company worth of people to thoroughly explore the area, to mark out potential dangers, find places of note for excavation and relocation. But you made sure I don't have that now. So thanks for that.
You're welcome.
Anytime.
Anytime you want to put more New Order people in front of us, we'll take care of them as well.
Look, I know you have got a bone to pick with the New Order, but I got no quarrel with you. Dargon's the one with the quarrel. He is pretty upset about what you did to Maxwell. He's pretty upset that Wenos has gone missing. That's why I'm here. There's a bit of a hands-on approach.
Can I insight that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Cora
go
wants to inside that too.
Okay.
Vorkris does not.
What are you inciting?
That he has no quarrel with us.
Right.
That
His body language suggests he is a charismatic individual, and as of right now, he's not being aggressive.
Was your path from your path that you took straight to reach this door?
Oh, no, there were a few paths we could have taken. I'm just literally scouting out this area. Anderson thought it best to follow the water.
Why?
Where there's running water, there's civilization. following the water to its source, to where it leads, she suspects will lead us to something.
Now, I want you to clarify something for me. Now you're working with Anderson, but you were trying to stop her doing what she was doing.
Anderson
Why didn't
is
you want
working
her?
for me, and I didn't know what was going on. Anderson has since yelled at me, as well as everybody else, and I'm sure she'd like to yell at you too, for screwing things up.
She's working for you and she yelled at you?
She's an open person.
I'm not going to pretend to understand what that means. I just find it pretty bold that somebody who reports directly to Dargon and assumingly follows his lead would allow someone working under him to treat them in such a way. You would allow that, and she would go ahead with a ritual that you didn't have any idea was happening.
You have got a lot of assumptions in your head, Cora. You don't know anything about me, or my relationship with Dargon, or my relationship with the people whom I hire. Let's not forget, I approached you guys with the offer to join the New Order, and you could have just said no.
No, I think we did say no. Actually,
I think that we
chose not to leave two cities to your mercy and just treat them as your personal playthings and ruining the lives of hundreds of people.
Exactly. I don't want what happened to Praetor to happen to his place.
Really wasn't any ambiguity in it.
All right. So we're just going to agree to disagree. We saw an opportunity to make lives better for everyone. You saw people just trying to get what they wanted. Tomato, tomato.
And then you killed them all because you didn't get your way. Sounds like
I didn't kill anyone. Maxwell killed people. I didn't kill anyone.
Oh, good for you.
I actually disagreed with what Maxwell did. I thought it was too blunt.
Well, luckily he got what was coming to him.
Yes. As quite famously, we all know what you did. In any case, there are other paths we can go down, but Addison wants us to go this way. Can we be civil? We'll stick on this side, and you can stick on that side, and we don't have to fight each other. We're just here to explore and see what we can find.
And take over.
What can I take over with, 6 people?
I mean, I'm not being funny. The New Order started off with a few people when they first came over, and look how big they are now. How do we know that you're just not going to take this place?
Thanks to me. I will put my hand up and say thank you very much.
Yeah, it didn't work. Recruiting program didn't work great, though, did it?
To be fair.
What I'm hearing is that it's, if we're against the New Order and you're the best recruiter the New Order has, then it's in our best interest to kill you here while we have the chance. That's what I'm hearing.
Well, if you want to be uncivil, then I'll just go the other way.
Shut the door behind you.
Look, all I'm saying is, we'll stick on our side of Greyhelm, and you can stick on your side of Greyhelm. And then we'll just walk, and that's it. We don't need to fight. We're not here to fight. You started the fight. Let it be known.
I kind of look over and be like, really?
Yeah, you were the 10 at the time. I mean, they started the ritual that needed to be stopped. We tried to stop the ritual.
You've been trying to kill us since we met you. I think that you guys started the fight.
Once again, tomatoes, tomatoes.
Yeah, potatoes, potatoes. I got it.
That's stupid.
I'm walking down the river purely because
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say this bit out loud, but purely because I want to see how many of them there are, and if they're going to come out and walk along the river, we might see them.
Exactly. Joe Prix's thought is that he's probably in a position of weakness if he's willing to bargain. So I want to see what he's got with him too.
Whatever you say, boss. That's Zerik's input.
That's right. There you go.
Well, have we got an agreement? Can we be civil? Or do you want to behave like a bunch of homeless murderers?
I'm not quite sure what civil means in your book, but I don't think hurling insults across the river is the right definition.
I mean, you started it, but sure.
Okay.
Well, we don't trust you, and we're not going to trust you, Varys. You do what you were going to do.
Just as I don't trust you.
Well,
and with that mutual understanding, we'll stay on our side of the river, and you can stay on your side of the river, and we'll just walk. That's all we want to do.
We could also just take our boat out and just race off away from them.
Right.
Out of character, but you wanted to lure them out first. Don't even tell them that we got a boat.
We can lure him down. We can walk down. I want to see what they've got, if he's full of it or not. So.
Your terms are acceptable until we deem you untrustworthy.
I mean, you've already deemed me untrustworthy, so...
But you're not actively attacking us, so I won't actively attack you.
Okay. Guys! You have company? Come on out and say hello. You see, after about a minute or so, a few people walk out one by one. You see a large, bald-headed man. You see a brown-haired dwarf. You see a green-cloaked, black-haired man. You see a slimy individual with whitey skin. And you see a black-uniformed, well-combed and groomed woman with a number of books attached to her side.
How lovely to see you all.
Guyver and Shella don't say anything. Sneed just spits on the ground. Sawyer just shrugs and whatever. Anderson immediately looks at all of you and goes, "You people are idiots! Every single one of you!
I cast silence.
You're as dumb as bricks!"
Cast silence on her. She's going to come out and start yelling at us.
Half my head off. I can just picture her sitting there yelling, but no sound.
She walks 20 feet out of the silence and continues.
She can't walk out of it if I cast it on her. It moves with her.
You you cast it on an area. You don't cast it on a person. It doesn't move. Yeah, sorry. That's not how silence works.
If it's centered on a point that I choose, I thought that she could be my point, right?
Yeah, but then that point that she is the central point. And then as she moves away from that point...
Yeah, it's on that point where she was standing, but when she moves, it doesn't follow.
Yeah. You don't target a creature, you target a point. So...
Right. Don't waste your spells on this filth.
Oh, please. You know, that ritual was absolutely fantastic. It was going to open up the barrier, and we were just
out
going
and I
to walk
start
in.
playing the bagpipes.
You see what you've done now? Look, you didn't have a clue what you were doing.
No, I knew exactly what I was doing. I knew
doing.
exactly what I was doing, and if you hadn't interrupted it, we would be fine. You're idiots, every single one of you.
Varys, again, I'm not quite sure what your definition of civil is, because if this is what it is, we are absolutely not in agreement. She works for you, right?
Temper your rage. We have no need to fight. We've already lost a lot. We're just going to walk and see where the path leads. They are going to... I want you all to listen to me on this one. They're going to stay on their side, and we are going to stay on our side. Is that understood? They all slowly nod. Anderson just huffs. Idiots. Every one of them. Idiots.
Is there like a quiet, little bit dark corner of our side of the river?
I mean, you can go back into the archway that you crossed over.
Basically, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to temporarily dismiss my McGonagall, who is hiding, but I'm just going to summon him 30 feet in front, and I just want him to run up, to keep running down. I'm going to give him instructions to run down for like the next 2 or 3 minutes, and see if there's a bridge, and come back and let us know. But I want to try and do it without them seeing him, so he's going to try and be stealthy.
Okay.
Because if there's a bridge, I want to know about it. I want to know about it before them.
Good call.
I'll make a stealth check with McGonagall.
Yeah.
Let me just check passives.
How far away from them did you you tucked yourself behind a corner?
Yeah, I kind of went somewhere dark, and then I can teleport him like 30 feet. So
Okay,
I put him somewhere relatively dark.
McGonagall, during the heated exchange between the two, heads off in that direction. After about 2 or 3 minutes, he comes back and reports that you can communicate with him telepathically, can't you?
Yes.
Right. So you, you just get... Hold on, I just...
Oh, sorry, only simple ideas and emotions.
Okay,
So it
he...
can put like images, so it could send me an image of what it can see, but it couldn't like have a full conversation.
He shakes his
too.
head side to side to give you the impression that there is no bridge ahead, 2 to 3 minutes ahead.
Well, at least we've got a few minutes, and I will use message to send that to everyone individually. Everyone in my party, obviously not over there.
And obviously, as McGonagall comes back, you guys can see Sawyer whisper into Varys' ear.
I'd whisper to Workers that I think the jig is up. I think he noticed.
Yeah, well, was to be expected. Stealth is not my wheelhouse.
Yeah, nor mine. How quickly, if need be, can we activate the boat and block my hand so nobody can read lips too?
But unfortunately, I couldn't hear what you said.
So
No.
I'd be blocking my hand and whispering to Workers, if we have to, how quickly can you activate the boat?
I think it takes like an action.
An action. Yeah, it takes an action.
So 6 seconds.
So I would keep it at the ready.
How far is the drop down to the water?
About, probably about 10-foot drop or so. You can't see the bottom of the water. You get the feeling it's quite a deep thing. And it's not a raging rapid, but there is certainly a current that heads off towards the left. That would definitely carry a boat. Well then. Have a good day then. And Varys takes his people and begins walking off down the path across from you. And they constantly side glance each of you, like they are being very perceptive at the moment.
Yeah.
But they walk on. They walk on.
So I'd like gesture for everyone just to hold back and just whisper, we could just get the boat out now and whiz past them.
I want to give enough space that we're not set upon while we conduct this.
I mean, to be fair, if we got the
You mean
boat,
you don't trust them?
Of course, I don't
If-
trust them.
if we got the boat out, potentially they'll be behind us, and they could launch an attack on us. Because technically, we're not on our side of the river because we're on the river. Just putting it out there, pedantic fuckers they are.
Right, we will be close. We just have to be quick enough to
Okay,
get
well, let's
past.
pull
With
it.
everyone, with the insights that everybody got, you get the feeling that Varys is intending to honour the bargain, and he doesn't actually seek combat with you at the moment.
Maybe we just walk down the other side of the river for now, and we'll see what we can see. I don't want to let them get too far ahead of us in case they find the ultimate chamber of blowing up 6 individuals. And who knows if they get to that first and we don't.
Right.
We have no idea what's in this land. What's in
Yeah,
these
definitely.
caves.
I definitely think we need to get there first, and maybe we can find a place where we can hide and maybe catch him.
You just keep the boat out ready, just in case.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, where is the boat? Is the boat in the bag? In Cora's
I
bag?
got it. Yep.
Yeah, it's a magical folding boat.
I got Bodie McBoatface on the tip of my tongue. Don't worry.
So
many people
they're
do you have?
they're about 50, 60 feet ahead of you, as I assumed you guys have been talking around, like hanging back to talk about this sort of stuff, and they're not stopping. They'll continue going on ahead of you.
Okay, so I think we should start moving then.
Yeah, I think
And
keeping them.
Maybe hurry a
Yeah.
little bit and keep up with them.
Are we
It's
gonna?
just-
How
ahead.
far down? How far can we see? We can see all the way down the.
You can see it goes on for longer than your vision can allow.
Okay, so we'll be able to see them if we stay 60 feet behind.
Yeah.
Have they got torches or anything like that? And they're way down the.
Varys and Anderson have lit things up with magic.
Okay, I say we stay 60 feet back. It's enough for. If they decide to turn on us, then
Yeah.
Yep. Because if anything they find on their side of the river would be difficult for us to get in on anyway. And I feel like we're in a position of advantage if they're ahead of us. If they run into something nasty, they'll hit it first. We'd be at a disadvantage to overcome them to get to whatever good thing they find anyway. But we're protected behind them, I think, a little bit.
yeah. My only concern is obviously we've only gone one corridor, one room, one turn, and there's a river that goes horizontally. I'm guessing.
It goes westwards.
But like
Wait, no. Wait, no. So you are approaching from the west. This causeway would be heading north.
Cora just offers that you should keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. And I think that we probably want to keep an eye on them for right now, at least.
Okay. So you guys continue to walk down on your side of the river, keeping a good eye on the New Order. And as they do the same to you, it is tense and not comfortable in the slightest. And you guys proceed onwards. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour, an hour, onwards and onwards. This long waterway, highway, if it were, continues to move into the mountain.
There's no other
Throughout
paths,
this
no
entire
other
time.
doorways, no nothing.
Nope, nothing else. For the duration, you can hear Anderson constantly bitch and moan about you guys, about the people she's travelling with, about her working conditions, which is only off-sided when Varys basically just tells her about, what possible wonders or mysteries could be found in here, to which Anderson does seem to light up at that.
All after them. Varys? Just out of interest, does she ever shut the fuck up?
She's a brilliant and intelligent individual.
So am I. I don't go on about it all day.
You receive a message in your mind, Orcus, from Varys that says Drusilla was unwilling to come.
Thanks for your honesty. I'll send back a message.
He shrugs and moves onwards. Sawyer begins to sort of hang back a little and calls over to you guys. So, I don't know what your beef is with us. I haven't done nothing to you, but I know we got a little bit of a tussle out there, so sorry if I hurt any of you. I do have a question, if you guys would be willing to answer it.
Depends on the question, I guess, but you can always ask.
Well, there was only one way in, and that was we had an operation heading outside of it. There was a lady out there, an elf lady. I assume you had to go past her. Did she let you in, or what? Like, what happened to her?
Who was she to you?
Answer the question, and I might answer you.
Yeah, I'm afraid we had to come through everyone. There's no one left out there.
He stops. She's dead?
I'm pretty sure.
Who killed Saras then?
I don't did. I think Xeric did.
It was me.
I think
I'm Spartacus.
if Xeric did, I believe that he would own up to it. I'm just trying to. Yep. I did. She was an honorable fighter, and it was a shame to have to defend ourselves against her.
You're a cunt. He keeps on walking.
Been called worse and keeps on walking.
You're a living cunt.
Hey.
Sawyer stops and looks back at you, Jawpricks, and says, "What's your fucking mouth?"
Cora's going to put out her hands to Jawpricks and Sawyer, and she's going to very genuinely look at him and just say, "I'm really sorry. We lost people that we care about too. And that's a really heavy thing to carry. But you're not alone carrying it."
She didn't do nothing to anyone. She didn't deserve that. She was good.
Well, then maybe next time you've got a secret hideout, don't leave guards outside. You don't have to kill the guard to get in it.
Maybe
we want you guys
company.
out of this new world. You're destroying it. You're tearing it apart. You're doing exactly the same as you did
I'm
in the
not
old
doing
world.
fuck all about that.
You're working with the people that are.
I am literally here just to see animals. See what kind of creatures there are. Cerberus was here to do exactly the same. But no. Because apparently we ally with people who you disagree with on a moral basis. That's just justification to murder them. So fuck you and fuck your opinions.
I get the
And he
bagpipes
keeps on
out
rolling
and
for
just,
an
I drown out the noise of them. Let them go and
I
argue.
don't understand what I'm not talking to him. They could have been good, but they literally started attacking us as we walked up without question.
Yeah,
I'd already
Cora,
said
there's
it was
no
on
reason. There's no reason to don't even try to reason with him right now. He's emotionally distraught, and maybe in the future he'll understand that he's lying with dogs. He wanted to find animals, so he's found animals there.
It's fine. We'll put him out of his misery later.
That may be true, but maybe just for right now, extend him a little bit of grace because he is hurting, and he didn't really do anything to us. We don't know the circumstances that he came to be working with the New Order.
Oh, you're an angel, Cora.
Shh,
I'll try.
You can see.
I'll try my best.
Well, Agnes, you can actually see because this is a spell you recognize. Varys actually casts calm emotions on Sawyer. You can see like Sawyer, who was like strutting himself, like pounding, goes back into a much more normal stride.
I'm sure you understand, Cora, that it's difficult. At the moment, we just kind of have to stay on this side and just walk for as long as needed.
I know.
He'll be okay. He'll be okay.
I'm just saying, Varys is a dick, and I don't like that Anderson either, and you can taunt them all you want, because I almost feel bad saying it, but... And Nomish is going to say they're pieces of shit, and Xeric is going to laugh. So you guys don't understand what she says. Sorry, that was rude of me, but for somebody grieving a loved one, maybe just don't antagonize them for now.
This is fair. I will shush for now.
Fair enough.
I think that radiant energy did you a little bit of good for, Chris.
I spit on the floor and glare at you. Vile magic.
Okay. So, the groups continue to walk along in silence for another hour. So 2 hours after walks began this path. Along the way, you have seen the remains of bridges. They have since been swept away by either high waters or just time itself. But whatever connected these two paths now is no longer in existence.
With that being said, it's not particularly her specialty, but could I just kind of, as we're going along, kind of look at I don't know if I want to call it a river bank or whatever, to see if I see indications where the water level has risen significantly and has since fallen?
Go ahead and... This would be... This should just be a straight-up intelligence, Cora.
Intelligence?
Yeah.
I'm going to give myself guidance.
Okay.
Ah, balls. 14.
Considering that there is moss and greenery on some of the walls, you get the feeling that maybe in perhaps the wet seasons, this entire causeway could be overswept with water.
Can Geoprix investigate where the bridge is? Like, I'm assuming there's like a remnant of a bridge.
Yeah, basically you can see where the foundations of a bridge onto the actual sides, used to be, but the center of them have since been knocked and swept away.
I just want to have Geoprix. He just says, "Just a minute. I want to inspect this this foundation closer.
Okay. So go ahead and make an investigation check. And as you're doing that, Anderson is also doing the same to a bridge on her side. It's not bad at all. Anderson is like, it's ruins, it's rubbish, there's nothing, let's move on. Dropix,
I see her go, and then I know that there's got to be more to it, so I'm looking
at it, you notice not only has there been what's the word? Corrosion. There's not just been corrosion in the stonework, but like fully inspecting some of the poles and the foundations, you can see claw marks. Like something you maybe attacked it or climbed out of it or something, but something with claws has interacted with the foundations of the bridge. And
so I would Joprix would probably look up to the
erosion,
side.
That's one.
Erosion, yeah. So Joprix would look up at the size of the overall space within the causeway and probably look down at the river and try to estimate the depth and try to get, as best he can with his capability, an idea of what size creature this space could possibly contain.
Make a perception check. Very hard to tell, considering you can't see how deep it goes. The causeway itself is obviously 50 feet across. Anything about that big would get stuck in here, definitely. The seemingly one-way system of the rapids itself, or the waters itself, would suggest maybe passing sea-based creatures could potentially travel in this causeway. But anything up to large or huge could potentially travel down this.
So I would probably scoot up to where Vorkrist is and whisper what I've found to him and say, bear in mind that that bridge was not necessarily just eroded away. There were claw marks by something very large. I don't think it would fit in an area up here so much as possibly, in the water. So keeping that in mind when we go to use the boat, that we may not be the only living things in the water.
That is worth noting. The river flow, do we know which direction it's flowing in? Is it west to east or east to west? Or
it's flowing south to north.
South to north. Okie doke.
But from your direction, it would when you entered this room, there was the dead end right, and then the causeway just went completely left. You've basically been following it to the left. That's the direction that the water flows.
Okie doke.
Okay. So, you guys continue onwards.
I'd like to focus on the water as we go, just see if I can catch anything moving in there, anything that doesn't look natural in the water.
Make a perception check, please.
Just based on what Joe Prick said to me. I hate using a touchpad. 19!
Okay. So,
it's you, eyes wide open.
as you guys continue on your path, you stare and you keep, you're aware of the path ahead, Vorkrist, but you keeping the majority of your attention not on the New Order but on the water itself. And on occasion you feel like you see some sort of coral reef down there, but it just, it disappears. Like something there. And after another 10 minutes, so you see another one of those reefs again, but this time, unmistakably, it moves deeper out of sight. You originally thought it was attached to the wall, but now you realise it's moving with the stream. It's keeping pace with you.
I use message and direct my thoughts down towards it and go, "Are you following us? Can you understand me?"
There's no response.
What is it? What is it, workers? What is it?
I will use message to let you know. Just in fact, no, I'll run up 60 feet away. I'll just whisper. Yeah, so there's like this coral stuff in the water that looks a little bit unusual, but I've just seen it move, and I'm pretty sure it's following us up the river.
Yeah, everyone, mind the water. Don't cause too much attention. Mind the water, though.
As you say that, you hear Anderson up ahead says, Stop! What's that? That needs to be investigated." You can see ahead in the water, bobbing up and down, there appears to be a shell with those pink, kind of like stretchy coral roots bobbing up and down in the water.
Feel free to go for a swim, Anderson. You can go investigate it.
Sawyer, have a look at that. What do you see? Varys, get it up. Let's take a sample.
Cora is going to ask. Joe Prix was the one who said to mind the water, right? Did you say there was something in it?
Yeah, I whispered to him, and I whispered to everyone.
Does it look like the thing that was underneath the ice when we went into?
No, this is like it looks like coral, but it just seems to be moving with the water. I don't know how big it is.
So have they completely stopped now, 60 feet in front of us?
Yeah. You can see they're sort of leaning over the sides. They're just contemplating how to get this bobbing shell out of the water.
So,
I reckon we all walk up there, and we all just keep walking and not paying too much attention to whatever they're looking at. And then as we get about 29 feet away, we'll just cast Mage Hand and snatch out the water.
It's big. It's much bigger than Mage Hand.
Oh, sorry, when you said a shell, I thought it was like a little shell that was big.
No. If I had to put it a size on it, it's like it's probably the size of Cora's torso, this shell. It's a big ass shell that's bobbing up and down.
This is some sort of a lure, or it's certainly going to be dangerous to attempt to go and get it. If they're going to go into the water to get it, keep in mind that they're going to be very.
That sounds like a them problem.
At the moment, they're just talking about it amongst themselves of how to get it out of there. And as soon as you're 30 feet ahead of them now, looking back with your active perception, Vorkris, you can see where you are. Another shell has bobbed up from the water.
Okay.
It just popped up in front of us. It wasn't there before.
Yeah, it's just come up and it's now bobbing up and down on the water. Interestingly, against the stream.
So
it's not moving with the stream.
I know that that could be a means to an end if whatever's in there gets them. But if whatever is in there comes out of there, then we have to deal with it too, and then potentially by ourselves. You think that we should still keep this to ourselves and just see what happens?
Yes.
Can I
make... so disappointed. You better hope they don't ask me anything.
I considered one of us messaging Sawyer not to go in the water, and that would certainly be a test of trust. But that would be a risk, right? If we message Sawyer to not attempt to go in the water for his own sake, would he give us up? Or would he heed our advice?
I think he'd probably have to give us up because he wouldn't be able to say no to Anderson without giving her a reason why he wouldn't go in the water.
Right.
So he'd have to kind of give us up at that point.
Unless he's sly enough to weasel out of it by saying something
A
like
second shell, a third shell that you can see blobs up. This time, a second one right beside the ones that just underneath you. Bloop, 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 bloop.
I don't know what everybody else has been doing. I had assumed we stopped walking as soon
You have stopped. It's fine.
Okay, all right.
Can I minor illusion? I don't think it's gonna work.
I don't understand why it would be a bad thing, even if she knew that we told him not to, to watch out. I don't.
If I minor illusion something he likes, we know he likes animals. If I can minor illusion a sound of an animal to lure him away from the spot. I don't know how adamant he would be enough to leave his group. I don't know.
Sawyer.
He's not a rabbit.
I know he's not. Squirrel.
Sawyer.
Is that a squirrel over there? Let's go investigate.
Sawyer. I just I thought that you should know that one of the ones who was taken by the big creepy dead rotting dragon thing, she was able to free the plains runners before it was too late.
Good, but I doubt they would have gotten away. They're not particularly intelligent, those creatures. They probably have run themselves into a corner, and then that thing would have gotten them.
I mean, after Cora's conversation, they probably just got out of their cages and immediately started having sex.
Right in the middle of.
I mean, if them two started doing it in the middle of an undead dragon attack, then they were thirsty as fuck.
Yeah.
Wowie wow wow.
Wow.
So, as Sawyer does this, Anderson just goes, never mind. Varys, come on. And they cast a spell. As you can see, the shell starts levitating out of the water a little bit.
Very clever.
And Anderson is like, it's not working as it's supposed to. Put some more energy into it, Varys. And as it blobs up even further, it's a lot thicker underneath the water than you had thought.
Can I kind of move in between the two of them? I don't want to be anywhere near the one where there's two of them.
Yeah, well, there's three that you can see. One is right by one shell that they're lifting up is like 30 feet behind you, where they are. The other two are the two shells that are blobbing up and down just beneath the area where you guys are currently standing.
So can I walk back towards the one where they are? Can I walk back 10 feet?
Yeah.
And just kind of stand away from the two shells and the one shell. I don't like any of the shells.
Okay. Well, as you get a little bit closer to that shell, Agnes, as it gets further and further out, it just becomes like you can assume to be a mossy-like entrail behind it. But it's solidified, like greenish, like leather sort of thing. And then you see a moist green eye stare directly at you.
Is that from underneath the shell that they're picking up?
Yeah.
I go back towards Cora.
Okay.
I'm like moving quickly back towards Cora, and I'm like, it's green. It's under there. There is an eye. It's going to attack them. Those two there are probably going to attack us. I don't like this. Cora,
I
please
can't.
help.
I can't
And
not.
as they lift it, this thing, whatever it is, begins to shift and move. And what you assume to be like a green mossy boulder begins defying gravity, lifting it up, and that's when you realise it's a head. And it calls out. And the two shells immediately burst from the water, clawing their way up to the top and begin to assault you. These creatures are large, and they are smelly and very predatory.
We've done nothing to them. I can't believe they're attacking us.
Can I get initiative, please? You've got a +1 on this.
I was obviously too busy practicing magic.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, Tripix. Just need one from Zurich. There we go. Alright, so expecting this to happen, Agnes, you have the initiative.
Chet, you're not on the turn order.
Yeah, I tried to click on my token, but
Oh, you
didn't work.
didn't do it right.
Yeah, I had to do it twice, and then it took ages for me to re-put it in. I just didn't want to go in.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, no, Jopix, you would have the initiative.
Oh, I know why. Because I still have the drawing tool on. I'm an idiot. So, because this is kind of theater of the mind, is there any escape forward along the causeway to get past them?
Yeah, you can move like past them. They're literally just on the cusp of it. So the causeway that you're on is about 15, 20 feet wide. So you can like get around them and move. I'd say about 20, 25 feet ahead of them if you want.
I think at this point, Joe Prix would probably him not really having any spells at this point. Dash. I mean, I'm not so close. I'm going to provoke any kind of a opportunity.
No.
Attack, right? No. Okay. I would dash as far forward as I can to see what lies up ahead, and also maybe secure a getaway, because I think that's probably what we should try to do.
Just more of the long corridor that you're on.
Okay.
So I'll consider you to be 55 feet ahead of them now.
Okay.
So what I'll do is I will move you like over there for now, just to signify that. Okay. Agnes, you're up.
How far down are they?
They are climbing up, so they're on the same level as you. So they're just literally on the edge of the waterway itself. So they are level with you. There's a good 10-foot gap between where the edge is and where they are and where the wall is.
Is there any room between us and the wall, or are we right up against the wall?
Yeah. No. You can move in between them and the wall without being able to get hit by them.
I want to go as far away from the wall as possible. I don't want to be anywhere near these things.
Okay. So, if you want to get away from those things, you go closer to the wall and then continue up the pathway or down the pathway.
Yes, I'm going to start.
They're on the causeway.
So I'm going to start up the wall, go up towards the wall, and I'm going to cast Vicious Mockery at the one near us.
Okay. So that is a charisma saving throw? Or intelligence saving throw? Either way, they have -2 to it, so... Oh, wisdom? I have a -1 to that instead. Yay! 9.
So they fail that. They take 3 points of
Sneak attack does not apply on vicious
Sneak attack.
mockery.
No, it doesn't apply.
It is a sneaky mockery.
Oh, I'm pretty small. I'm standing behind everyone. I'm just like, you're really, really smelly. You smell like really old water.
Oh, that hurts. And it hurts more 'cause I don't know who's in it.
This creature recoils a little bit.
And it also has disadvantage on its next attack roll.
On its next attack roll. Yep. Okay, so you are, I'm going to say 15 feet away from them, Agnes, as you're right up against the wall and where they are standing.
Okay, and I'm going to just hold on to the back of Cora and be like, Cora, please protect me, and give her a bardic inspiration.
Okay. Cora, you are inspired to protect Agnes. Cora, it is your turn.
Sorry, I'm just thinking of what she would say back. Stay behind me. How far away from these things am I? Like 15 feet?
Yeah, 15 feet, yeah.
From both of them, like 15 feet this way, 15 feet this way?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so it doesn't matter which one, I suppose. Let's say to the one that is closer towards the other side of the river, the group on the other side of the river. So I'm assuming the one this way.
Yeah,
back.
they're currently engaging. They're currently engaging that one.
Okay, I'm going to cast my spiritual weapon over that way, and yeah, I'm going to cast it up. I'm assuming 20. Oh, that's not Xeric. That's me. Got to put it back.
Yeah, so 20 will certainly hit one of them.
Okay. So that's 15 damage on that.
Okay.
I have a question. I'm assuming that doesn't count as a weapon attack. Does it count as a weapon attack?
No, it's a spell attack.
Okay. Then I am going to. Oh, she said to protect her. Best thing I can do is step for right now is step in front of her, and I'm going to cast Sacred Flame at the other one. So
okay,
that's
so he needs to make a dex save.
Dex save.
He's got a +1 to this.
Ugh.
That's a save. So
Okay.
the Sacred Flame erupts from the ground, but the creature just slides away from the flame itself.
I position myself in front of Agnes to protect her.
Okay. It is Zeric's turn.
Sorry, that's me. I am supposed to cast Mirror Image as first thing. So
he is
cast
imaged.
Mirror Image. I'm just going to mark that off here. And then the second thing I'm supposed to do is, I think, attack with the spear. All right, so I'm going to, which one? They are not within 5 feet of each other, so Booming Blade.
So that one is the one that's been hurt the most.
Okay. I feel like Xeric would probably go for the other one. So he will go up to the other one, probably because it's rushing the people on our side more. He's going to do Booming Blade with the spear. I don't know how that works on his thing. Booming Blade. I don't know.
Attacks and spellcasting, I believe.
Nope, that's damage. No, I don't know what the heck that is. Booming. Here, there it is. Booming Spear. 17.
17 will hit them.
Okay, and then 13 damage.
+1 thunder damage. Okay, so Zurich rushes up to that one and just jumps up and shoves the spear into its chest with a small little boom, and it just steps back and pushes Zurich away. Did not like that.
Okay, and then I think I'm supposed to do Action Surge. So Action Surge, and that gives me I act like I don't know how to play an Eldritch Knight. He's going to action surge, and he's going to try and hit it again. So booming spear. I'm going to do the red flame blade this time.
Right then.
Jump.
That's a hit.
Sweet.
Okay. So it'll just be the 17 damage.
Right.
Yes. Okay. So as the red flame blade hits into the creature, the flame erupts outwards, and you can see the fire catches on its skin, and it just immediately reacts very violently towards that. He doesn't like that at all.
Okay. Then Xeric is going to position himself on the side that is further this way because Joprix ran that way, right? And he'll say, "Don't worry, boss, I gotcha." And that's his turn.
Right.
You're supposed to be coming with me.
I'm protecting you. It's my job.
All right. Forcris, you're up.
So Vorkris is going to move over to Lisma and say, whatever you're going to do it faster, and touch her on the shoulder and cast haste. And
So-
then I'm going to back the fuck up against the side of the corridor and get as far away from those bastards as possible.
Right, so it'll be 20 feet back, basically by Agnes.
Cool. And that is haste in case you are not familiar, Lisma.
Right,
Hey,
so
cool.
Elizabeth, the world slows down. And you're just more receptive to everything. Alright, so at the top, so as these creatures begin to move, the one who was hit with the spiritual weapon, you can see that the wounds that were applied to it are beginning to rapidly knit and fix themselves. However, the one that Xeric just attacked that does not happen to it.
What did I attack it with?
Well, no, because
Spiritual weapon.
you
Yep.
cast with a spell. You cast a spell.
Yep.
You don't get extra attacks for it. So
No, it's the extra attack on the cantrip for Xeric.
oh yeah, you can get that one for the first one, but not the second one because the first one
Yeah.
you applied mirror image on it, so you can make a secondary attack then.
Okay. All right. I'll do this again.
One
Sorry,
weapon
guys.
attack.
Do.
Yeah, that's another hit. Okay.
Sorry. Thanks. I gotta write myself a note.
16 damage. Okay. What is he? There is so much information in that one roll. I don't even understand what damage he's bloody rolling.
Yeah.
Why does he got?
I think it's
Why does he have to make his sheet so complicated?
I don't know.
I'm sorry.
I think it's
I'm gonna have to
the
look at
regular spear attack. It's the red flame blade on top of it, and then it's the extra damage.
His
if it
his
was
red
something.
flame blade, is that a spell that he casts, or is that just the name of his
Cantrip.
weapon?
It's a cantrip.
Red flame blade. So
Yeah,
then he
he
can't do.
Rename.
So he uses the red flame blade and the spear as the same attack roll. And mixes
No.
all
Yeah.
the damage together.
Yeah,
Right. So
that's the way
the
green
way you
flame.
guys talked
Just
about it last time was he uses the spell. He casts the spell to do the melee attack.
Yeah, and then he
Right.
just makes a regular melee attack as a bonus action. But that wouldn't be red flame blade. That'd just be his longsword, wouldn't it?
Or just the spear attack.
Yeah,
but
or
he-
just
All right. So
So that'd be a spear of force attack. So
okay. So I'll do that. He has this though, so he should be able to cast a cantrip
Yeah,
and
yeah,
make
yeah,
a weapon attack.
Yeah, so
Get a weapon,
he's cast
but-
he's already cast a cantrip. Now this is just
got
the
it.
weapon attack, which would be
So
Spirit
red
Force.
Spirit Force. That's just this one, I guess. And
Yeah.
so the damage
So
on
yeah,
that one.
that's
There you go.
that's much more easier to understand. There we go.
Okay.
Sorry
Thank
about
you,
that,
sorry.
guys. I was really confused there. Alright, so that's 11 damage from that one. Okay. Alright, so these creatures begin to move forward. Since they'll go for the 3 that are in the front. So that will be... So Zirik's moved up to one of them, so that one will engage Zirik. The other one will move back to engage Cora and Lisma. So, they both have multi-attack. With a +7 on this, so 2 attacks on Lisma.
So the
Or Zirik
very
even,
first
sorry.
one will have disadvantage.
No, the one that's attacking Zirik, that wasn't the one that was mocked. So +7 to these. So 15 and 23. So the second one will hit, and that'll be its claws. So that's 2d6 plus 4. Well,
There's no
yes,
need for
that's,
that, Jack.
16 points of damage, but you need to roll a d20 to see if I get him or one of his mirror images.
Oh, I thought that was on. I thought that was on Lismer. All right, so he is at a
No,
9.
so Zirik has mirror image.
Yeah. Yep. D20.
I think it's 10. No, that's a hit on you.
Okay.
Yeah, 10, I think. Let me just double check.
I don't know. I'm pulling it up. 3 duplicates.
You must roll 6 or higher. 6
Yeah.
or higher, yeah. So that's actually, that destroys one of his duplicates.
Okay.
Okay. Now, one attack against Lisma, and then the next attack against Cora. So, Lisma, that's going to be a miss. Cora, +7 to that for 15.
Miss.
1 second, guys. What?
He's only just gone to sleep.
Really? Bloody hell.
49. Literally, I tried everything. He was so overtired. I even tried making like a makeshift sling and looking him. Just would not go.
Well, hopefully he stays down. Sorry, so 15 to hit you, Cora?
Miss.
Okay. So both
on
of
the
you
other
just,
creature?
so that would be
Yeah,
the
one of them.
disadvantage, actually. The disadvantage on the first attack. So that's 2 to hit Lisna. Now I'll actually will attack you, Cora, then. So, yeah. 17.
Okay. Still a miss.
Yep. So both of you just get up your weapons and your shields and you protect yourself against this creature as it just tries to claw into you, but cannot get past your defenses. Lisma, you're up.
Cool. Well, I'm just gonna flash at the one that's closest to me with my longsword.
Okay.
Anyone to hit?
That's definitely a hit. So you rush up and you just cut into its stomach, and you can see parts of greenish blood just starts pouring out from it. Yeah.
Cool. Slash in again.
That one is a miss. You just bring the sword down and it just moves and you hit part of its hard carapace. It's like its turtle-like back instead.
Cool. And since I get haste, I got another attack, haven't I?
Yep. Moving around at blinding speed, you jump up and slash across its face. That's a hit.
6
6
damage.
slashing damage.
And then I'd like to use my bonus action to just whack it with my shield.
Sure. As it reaches down to try and bite out your retaliation, you uppercut it with your shield. Roll damage.
It's just 4.
4 damage. Okay. So, did not like that. Alright, do you want to stay within 5 feet of it, Lisma, or do you want to move anywhere?
I think I'll stay where I am.
All right. So top of the round will be Joe Bricks again. So you're
So-
55 feet away from the fight.
Yep. So from my vantage, down the corridor, does it look like this causeway bottlenecks in any way?
Nope.
Is there
It
any-
continues on the way it has been for the last 2 hours.
There's really no real
No.
hope of bottlenecking them or anything like that.
No, not that you can see from where your current position is.
Okay. How high up is the ceiling? Are there stalactites that are hanging down?
No, this is a man-made causeway, so there's no stalactites hanging from overhead. The ceiling above you is about 20, 25 feet up.
Nothing jutting out that I could maybe try to
No.
firebolt anything to fall down. Okay.
No, nothing like that.
So I think I'm just gonna have to try and blast them.
Okay. Which one
This-
would you like to engage? Cyric or the one that Zyric's engaged with, the one that Lismer and Cora are engaged with?
Whichever one has taken damage.
Both of them have taken damage.
Both of them have. Probably the one that Cora is engaged with. I'm going to cast Hold the Dead.
Okay. So it's a wisdom save on their part. It's just a
Yes.
-1 to this. 9, so that's a fail.
It's a fail, so it's 2d12.
Oh, lovely. So that's 21 points of necrotic damage. So you'll hear this massively gong, and the creature just shakes it off and continues its assault against Lismer and Cora.
I'm gonna stay put where I'm at and just hope
Okay.
that everybody kind of comes and follows suit.
All right, Agnes, you're up.
I'm going to cast Bane on the two creatures in front of me.
All right, 2 charisma saves, so they've got -2 to this. 14 and 0.
So they
think the
both
zero
fail
fails.
that. And they are both baned.
All right. So black mist seeps up and around them, distracting them, fooling them, weakening them. Right. Anything else from you, Agnes?
And I'm going to reach over to Lisma and say, "Can you protect me as well?" And do Bardic Inspiration on him as well.
All right. Lisma, you are hasted and inspired.
Fantastic.
Most magically infused you've ever been.
Right?
That hurt.
Okay, Cora, it's your turn.
I thought I had it. So Cora realized that the one that she hit with the spiritual weapon seemed to, like, it took damage, but then it started to heal itself.
Yeah, you can see already that the wounds it's taken from Lisma are beginning to heal.
Well, that's the one that they're dealing with anyway, and I've already got the spiritual weapon up, so I'm going to continue to attack with it, because I suppose a little is better than nothing. So, where the hell is it? There.
Oh, shit, I read it wrong. They need to be making 3 attacks, not 2. Never mind. That is a hit. For 21 points of force damage against him. So spiritual weapon comes back and slices across the back of this cerulean-based creature. It steps forward and sort of struggles to stay upright. It's very hurt.
Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I am going to cast Spirit Guardians.
Okay. So, immediately, the spiritual ancestors, the little raccoons and little tiny woodland critters, immediately start jittering out from you. And they see this creature and just go, "Let's get it, boys! Yeah!"
So I believe the 15-foot radius should have covered both of them.
Yeah, I'd say
Okay.
the other one's just on the cusp of it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good.
All right. It is Zyric's turn.
Okay. Now that I think I know what I'm doing a little bit, cast the cantrip. So I'm going to continue to engage the one in front of me. And it's going to
Yep.
be... He didn't move at all, right?
No, he's still engaging with Xeric, yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to do the booming spear. That's here. 18.
That is a hit.
Okay. And then there's... Nope.
Nice. That's 17 points of damage against him. So he
Okay.
strikes into a...
And then the regular spear attack.
It's another hit. And once again, he pierces it into its side. Taking some damage now.
I think that's it because extra attack doesn't apply because that was a cantrip that I
No,
did. Yes?
Correct.
Okay.
That's correct,
Okay.
yes.
All right.
All right. Volchris.
So there's only one of them that looks like it's been healing stuff so far.
Yes.
Then I would like to hit that one with Chill Touch.
Okie dokie. Make a ranged spell attack, please.
There it is. 23 to hit.
That's certainly a hit. Roll damage.
It does it automatically, apparently.
Oh,
I'm not sure why.
yes.
So
6 necrotic damage.
necrotic, but it cannot heal hit points until the end of its next turn.
You know what?
Or-
It should be more than that because that's only the 2d8 instead of the... Oh, no, that's chill touch. Never mind me.
Yep.
That said
So
total
the
dead.
chill touch reaches forward and grabs the creature across the neck and just sort of jettisons part of its life energy out. Did not like that at all. Okay.
Oh, it gets disadvantage on attack rolls. Oh, only against me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. So at the top of the rounds, the one that Xeric is engaging, you can see it just takes a moment and you can see part of its wounds begin to heal back up. But the one that you just chill touched does not.
Wow.
It will continue its assault. So there would be... Oh, wait, no, they both need to make a wisdom saving throws at the top of their turn. So -1 to these. 15 and 6. Do I need to apply the Bane to the first one?
No, they both fail.
Okay, so roll damage.
All right. Spirit Guardian.
Okay, so the first one, you can see the little critters immediately just clamber on top of him, encompassing him, and just shank, and to the point that the creature just falls over to the side and ceases to move. The other one does get tremendously hurt by that, but it's still standing. It continues its assault against Lisma, so it'll be 3 attacks with +7. Natural 20. Wow, I'm rolling really well or really shit. So the claws...
Does Bane affect a natural 20? Because it would be a -d4, but obviously it's still likely to hit.
It's still a crit. It's still a crit, so it's an automatic success.
Worth a try.
Alright. So it's 12 plus 4, so it's 16 points of slashing damage against Zurich. Can you roll a d20, please, Cora? So you need to get 10, I believe. Yeah. Another one of his images is destroyed, so there's only one less, so he doesn't take any damage whatsoever. Alright. Lisma, it's your turn.
Cool. Well, I'm going to move over to the final guy and just slash at him.
Okay.
Nine. I'm gonna. Can I add the Bardic Inspiration die to that one?
Yeah.
It's a
The
D8.
D8, isn't it? Yeah. Cool. 7, so that'd be 16.
16 is a hit against the creature.
Cool. Gonna slash
Four
again.
slash. 16 is another hit.
5 damage.
So you rush up towards this creature, you slash across its belly. You spin around and you pierce the creature through its heart. It falls down onto its knees and then slowly falls onto its side. As you all take a deep breath. This combat seemingly has come to a close. As you can notice on the other side that they're still engaging this cerulean-based creature.
Cora would go over to help.
Okay.
Orcus would go and make sure Core doesn't get herself killed, but begrudgingly.
Right.
Lisma would be like, "Why are you helping? They're just as strong as we are. They can handle it. If we can handle 2, let's get ahead."
The creatures that you have killed begin getting up again.
Yep.
Motherfuckers.
And they move into attack. As you can see, even though they receive fatal wounds, they are still regenerating. Joprix, it's your turn.
Joprix would see this and probably ready another Toll the Dead.
Okay. So that'll be a wisdom save.
Yep.
6.
2d12. I don't think it really
8.
matters which one. Whichever one, pick one.
So the one of them that does get hit, you hear this gong, and once again, just and it's taken some heavy damage, but its wounds continue to heal. Do you want to stay where you are?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay where I'm at, just in case.
Agnes, you're up. So Cora has left your position to rush over to where the New Order is fighting. So I believe only Lisma is beside you.
That's fine. Is Bane still up? Because
Bane is that's an interesting one. Let me just read the thing.
I mean, it's a concentration, and
Yeah, so it's still up. Yeah.
okay. In that case, I will send Dissonant Whispers towards the one on the left-hand side.
Okay. So it's a wisdom save, is that right?
Yes, it is.
-1 to this. 8, so that is a fail. So once again, they all hear and the creature just goes looking around, trying to see what's making the noise in its ear. Still standing.
I'm just going to try and push myself up further to the wall as I possibly can.
You move half an inch closer.
Yeah, that's fine. No, I might take a side step, but try and get out of the way.
Okay. Yep. All right, Cora. So you're closer to where Zurich is, but I'd say you're about 15 feet away from the closest creature.
Okay. So I'm not entirely sure where I am because I don't know how long it would have taken for those things to regenerate and how far I would have
Literally
moved
no more than 10 seconds, so I assume you moved your movement.
Okay. All right. So I would notice that my priorities obviously lie with them. So I would start to head back. Spiritual weapon would have still been up.
Yep.
So it will do its thing. And I'm trying to remember. That misses.
11 is a miss. It streaks forth and just bounces off the heart. Yeah.
I was going to say, can I add my bardic inspiration to that?
Yeah, you can add your bardic inspiration to that.
Okay. It was a D8.
D8.
Yeah.
So 19.
Woohoo!
That's definitely a hit then. So yeah, this one bisects the creature in two, round the middle, and immediately collapses to the ground.
Okay, and I have noticed that my magic has been mending together. Has it been all magic? It was necrotic. It was radiant. It's force, magical force.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't seem to be resistant to anything that you can tell. It's taking the full damage on everything.
I'm just trying to figure out what it is because one of them didn't regenerate after. I think it was either Xerix or Lismer's attack. Shit. I think
it didn't initially, but it did once it got enough damage. I think that's what it seemed like.
All right. So I will go. I think I'm gonna try and do. I don't have what I want to do. I will just do. I'm gonna have to do Toll the Dead.
Okay.
So that's a Wisdom save.
All right then.
Good magic.
Natural 1.
Awesome. So we hear that sound of a rabbit scream.
Yeah.
Terrible. And I don't know where I think it's 2d12. I'll just do it this way.
So you'll hear this gong, and this creature just goes, clutches its chest almost as if its heart is stopping, and just falls down to the ground and ceases to move.
I'm going to continue to take my movement because I'm sure that they're going to come back again.
Okay.
And I just want to make sure I'm back to protecting Agnes again.
Yep. So you rush back over to Agnes. The New Order continues to engage their ones. You can see the people who are melee based just cutting it as much as possible, whereas Anderson and Varys are just popping spell after spell over. They are tearing it apart, and it just constantly is coming back. What do you guys want to do in the interim that these creatures have just fallen?
Guys, let's run.
Just keep hitting them with everything we have.
So you rush up to it, to the creature, Lisma. You get its throat and you just cut it. Whereas Vorkis, you just keep on casting spell.
I'm going to do a fireball.
I have a plan, but it's not my turn. I want to. I've seen this. I've seen this something like this. Fire!
So, Vorkis, as you strike the one with fireball after fireball, you can see it burns away at the flesh, and it does not regenerate. But the one, Lisma, the one that his throat you just cut, gets back onto its feet.
With fire!
We need fire.
Zerek.
Burn them.
Okay, so Zerik's going to realize that means that he probably needs to do Red Flame instead of Booming Blade. So Red Flame attack.
Fuck me, this plus... He's not... He rolls so ridiculously high, this guy. It doesn't matter who's rolling for him. I've never seen Zerek roll low, ever.
They made a movie about him and everything. Look, he's right there.
So he rushes up to the one that's just gotten onto his feet. He jumps onto his back and puts the red flaming blade through its skull, twists, and you can see flames erupt from its mouth and its eyes. He jumps off of it as it falls backwards into the water and disappears. Taking notice of this, Anderson calls out, "Burn it! Burn them!" And they start forcing it down. Whereas you can see Sneed and Schiller, they pull out some torches, they light them on fire, and they just start burning the corpse on the ground. And it ceases to regenerate, it ceases to function.
Did
And
both
with
of ours fall back into the water, or is one of them still on?
No, there's one still up at the moment.
Okay. I'd like to
And with
drag
that-
it onto the shore,
Yep. So it's a large creature. So
possibly with some
you
help.
need some help. You'll need some
Cora,
help.
Cora will help you.
But with that, you will take another deep breath, as it seems that their regeneration abilities have been stopped.
It mildly annoys me that I took, like, I'd have always gone for Firebolt as my default attack, but because they were healing, I went for Chill Touch, which does less damage than Firebolt, and presumably would have had exactly
Right,
the same effect.
Right. I saw that you did that. I was thinking the same thing.
Typical. But yes, if we've dragged the body out of the water, I would like to see if there's anything salvageable from it, because that seemed like an interesting thing.
Yeah.
Make a this would right. So you make either a nature check or an Arcana check.
Arcana it is.
Can I help him?
You can't help him, but you can make your own roll.
Do that as well. Probably with nature, since I
Sure.
don't know if I call about magic, even though I like.
Everyone just stood around staring at this thing going, nope, don't get it.
I am dry
Nope.
heaving in the corner, just like, oh my god, the smell is so bad.
One of us is smart.
That terrible roll was Derek for nature.
You have the same bonus. You just rolled a poor roll.
Okay, so Vorkris can't really understand how anything with how this creature could be utilized in any way. Cora and Xeric have a go over it, and it certainly defies most creatures that you've ever heard of. Joprix, so Lizma, you're like right alongside there. It's like, you've fought creatures before that had regenerative capabilities, but nothing quite like this. Joprix, you have heard or read about in ancient tales of creatures of terrifying constitution and ferocity, known as trolls. This seems to be a distant cousin of them.
It seems to be
You
some
can tell
kind of
because-
aquatic troll, everybody.
That explains the
You can
fire
tell
thing.
that the ceruleans' spines on their back can be utilized for spell components.
I would say certainly to Vorkris, let's harvest the spines. Get what you can. I think they may be useful.
Happy days. I will probably use a little dagger and try and pry each spine out.
As
Make a
would I.
survival roll. Both of you make a survival roll. Chris, not very good at this. You break a couple, but you're able to acquire one aquatic troll spine. Joprix, you're much more accustomed to this sort of thing. You can get yourself 3 aquatic troll spines.
Nice. Thank you.
You can see the New Order sort of brush themselves off. Varys just goes among them just to make sure everyone's okay. Just goes, all right. I'd like to propose an amendment to the treaty we currently have. Let's neither side pick up any shells in the water. Yeah?
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
I could have told you that probably if you'd waited a half a second.
Alright, well. Onwards, I guess. And the New Order begins walking along. You can tell Anderson has also done similar to you, Joprix and Zorka, since that she's harvested a few of that creature's spines.
When we kill them later, remember to take her spines from her.
Sure. Just keep in mind, Vorkris, that she's watching what we do too. She's clever, so anything that you find, she's going to commit some industrial espionage, I think.
Right. Be honest with me, Joe Pricks. Do you think if I give this thing a big lick, as if it's giving me some power, do you think she'll copy me?
I think she probably would, because I don't think she's quite that smart that she would think that that's a trick.
I'm not going to do it, but I'll save it for later. I'll do something ridiculous and make her copy me, and then we can all just both just point and laugh at the same
It's
time.
worth,
What are you
it's worth a
doing?
laugh, though, anyway.
The stuff that you guys harvested, did you want that in your individual things or did you want that in the party loot?
I put it on my individual already.
Yeah, I've chucked it on mine.
Okay, great.
All right. So,
I guess we follow the river some more.
you guys move onward in parallel with the New Order. Another hour of walking later. The only thing of note that happens is you see Varys stop and stare at the wall that is on their side. He looks at it for a good 10 seconds or so, and the rest of his team stops and looks back at him. And he just kind of cocks his head, shrugs his shoulders, moves onwards, and catches up with the rest of them, and they continue walking on.
We see anything at the wall at the point where we stopped and looked?
Make an investigation check.
Sure, that'll go well, just like all my rolls.
From our advantage, too?
I can roll above 10.
Look at you!
Vorkris, the foliage and the stonework and the moss on the wall, sort of a slightly different shade, if you can call it that. It's very, very fine, almost unnoticeable, but you feel like there is something in that wall, or something to do with that wall. There's just something different about it, that's all. And Varys seemed to have noticed it and couldn't decide exactly what it was beyond just looking a different shade before moving on.
I'll send McGonagall over there for a proper look, and I shall look through his eyes.
Okay. McGonagall can't determine anything else around it. It's like he climbs onto the wall. It's all rock and stone and moss. Make another investigation check as McGonagall, please.
Wow. That's an actual 17 rolled, because he has a +0.
Yeah, thanks.
One of his feet presses inwards into a bit of the moss bed, a little bit further than what should be allowed.
Does he feel anything? Did he go all the way through? Does he feel wall behind the moss? Or?
No, like the foot itself, like his foot probably descends about an inch into the moss, whereas before it was just quite literally a very thin, like a few millimeters of moss on the stone. So it's basically a hole in the wall. Big enough for a hand, effectively.
He's going to stick his nose in there.
Okay.
Just
Is he doing this stealthily?
He tried to go over there stealthily, but at this point he's just poking holes. They're probably going to notice him.
Okay. So he puts his nose in and he sort of buries about a little bit, and he notices there's a tiny little switch in there.
In fact, no, he's just going to come out.
He does.
The
new order stops. Sawyer walks over to where McGonagall is. He looks over towards you, Vork, and says, "Fairly certain this breaks our treaty."
What? I mean, how does that break a treaty? He hasn't attacked anyone. He's just investigating an interesting bit of wall. And I was going to tell you something interesting about it, but now you can go and fuck yourselves.
On our side of the river.
Fine, and he bounced out of existence. And I was genuinely going to tell them because it's on their side of the river and we can't do anything with it. But now they can go fuck themselves. And I swear at them.
Well, as he does that, as you say that, Sawyer did notice what McGonagall was doing, and he thoroughly investigates where McGonagall was. And he finds the small little switch. As he opens it, a small little doorway opens up on their side of the river. Boss, got something.
Hope you get eaten in there.
Backwards. Barris walks backwards, looks into the new opened corridor. Anderson comes over. Well, a hidden doorway usually protects hidden secrets. Should we have a look? I don't see why not. Thank you! And they exit the causeway that you've been walking on to go into the newly opened up path that has been opened for them.
Have they all gone through there?
Yeah, they all go through there.
I get McGonagall to go back over the switch and try and push the switch again.
As he flicks the switch, it comes back.
Happy days. Well, now they're trapped in there. Hopefully, it was just one little room. It's probably not, but let's keep walking.
Oh,
You get barely 15 feet ahead before the door opens up again. Anderson pops around and says, "Nice try, but it's a two-way exit."
I don't know what you mean. I just assumed the door closed on its own.
It's switch operated. I'm not an idiot. You are. And she pops her head back inside, and the door closes up again.
You're not the one that was playing with shells. You shouldn't have been.
Okay. So, onwards you guys go.
Cora, before they go on,
Yep.
is a little bit. She's wrestling with something, and she's going to look particularly at Agnes and. Oh God, it was just Agnes and Vorkris that were at the Star Settlement battle at this point, right? Everybody, oh God. So she's going to try not to think about that, but she's going to look and say, that they're probably terrible people. And yeah, but in order to get out of here, numbers might be key, and coming together even temporarily might be good. I can't stand that Anderson woman, but I honestly think that Sawyer's probably not too bad. Varys, I don't trust him. I'm not really sure that he doesn't hold a grudge against us. He seems like somebody who does not necessarily tell the truth all the time. But yeah, I just before we leave them to whatever it is that's in there, I thought maybe I should mention that. And because she's not so much of a leader, she wouldn't force anybody one way or the other. She just wanted to talk about cooperation, since that's one of the tenets of her beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't particularly, my opinion on Varys is obviously everyone knows it, but we chose not to pick that side. We decided as a group that it was not a good idea to follow the New Order. Therefore, we're sticking by that choice by not following everyone has their choices. Everyone knows what they're doing. We made the decision not to, and Bark, I know Bark wanted to join it, and I think I was very much against it. But they made their choice to join, and We made our choice not to. They're the ones who told us that we were now the enemy to them. Kind of.
I'm not suggesting that we join the New Order. I'm just saying, I mean, look at the last fight with whatever the heck it was that those things were. If something had happened in reverse and they started using fire and then we caught on to that and then we wound up surviving because of something that they did, it might be in our best interest to tolerate them side by side. And I think Vorkris saw enough of a value in sending McGonagall over there to check it out that if we don't, I mean, I don't know where this river's going to lead. Does anybody have a piece of paper we could even mark it down if we wanted to come back there? But I think, I mean, there probably was a reason that there was a switch hidden in a wall.
It might. It probably just leads to more of these caves. I don't think we don't really know what's there. I mean, we can get across the river relatively easily if we really want to. We could just take the boat across. I could Misty Step across, but I could Misty Step some of the way across. Wait 6 seconds and Misty Step again. But yeah, it's like maybe we should just leave them, let them do whatever they're gonna do. We'll head down here on our way and we'll see what we find. And if we come across them again, we can discuss what we can do. But I'm more of the killing them and leaving them where they lay camp than siding and helping them camp. Even if there would be a benefit to us, I think the benefit to this world is to be killing all of them personally.
I think addition by subtraction, exactly. I think we need to be as far away from them as we can be, honestly.
I would personally love the idea of not even being on the same continent as them, and unfortunately we are. So we have to. I understand tolerating them, and I'm pretty sure the roles were reversed, and they had killed theirs with with fire first, and then we saw that, then we would be thanking them that. But they're just arseholes.
Yeah,
We're not arseholes.
I get that, and I'm going to drop it. I'm just saying, moreover, also, if we were on that side of the river and we found a switch, that they would be crossing it too because of what might be beyond a hidden switch.
Yeah, there could be anything of value in there.
You're right. It could be nothing. It could be another way out. But, I said what I had to say, and we'll continue on.
Okay.
So just to confirm, I've put that we were walking for 1 hour, but Varys stopped in the middle of that. How many minutes into that was that?
You've been probably no more than like a couple of minutes or so.
What, into the hour?
You guys, no. At the end of that hour, so you guys have been walking down this corridor for the better part of 3 hours now.
Yeah, that's fine. So 2 hours, then we met those creatures.
So
another hour.
Basically, and then now this has happened. At the end of
that door is 3 hours down the thing. Cool. So yeah, I guess all we can do is keep going. I don't think. Yeah, I mean, I do kind of want to just cross over and just end this now, but let's wait. Let's do the peaceful thing for now.
You little murder hobo.
I mean, I just don't see the benefit in keeping them alive. They've done nothing but fuck over this world.
Okay.
Besides, death is not the end. They get to become my servants.
I was going to say, didn't you not want to cast, Raise Dead on that creature?
Can I do that on them? I thought it was only... I think it's only humanoids. But yes, I am well aware that I don't have slaves at the moment.
Raise Dead. You return a dead creature you touch to life, provided creatures.
Corpse of a medium or small humanoid within range.
Yeah, unfortunately, they were a large. Okay. So. Onwards. You guys walk. For the better part of another 3 hours. You guys are getting a little tired after walking for so long. You've seen several, probably about another dozen or more broken bridges along the way. You've seen a couple of those shells pop up and down, but knowing better, you've not interacted with them.
I think I'd be checking the wall along our side as well, looking for anything that looked similar to the switch that they found.
Make a perception check, please.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, honestly.
Sure.
And once again, this was a straight path. There was no offshoots, open offshoots.
No.
Super perceptive.
With that perception focus, I can safely tell you that there are no hidden exits on your side of the river.
What a waste of a nat 20.
I was going to say, I'm not going to bother, because I saw that roll.
Damn it, we picked the wrong side.
At the end of a very long walk, there is an overpowering sound of a waterfall ahead. You can see where the waterfall is the remains of an iron gate. Its hinges and crooked metal all tangled up and long since demolished. There are some levees and pulleys on the causeway that indicate that small water rafts were likely disembarked here. What lies ahead is somewhat difficult to see due to the water mist, but as you get closer, your eyes adjust. You walk out onto a small ridge overlooking a massive underground canyon that stretches on for miles and miles. There is a large, strange light that bounces off the water mist that shields just how far this whole area goes. There are structures hanging from the ceiling, with detailed craft embedded in the stone, with connecting stone bridges, and some with their own waterfalls pouring from them. Large tufts of plant life grow around these structures. It is here that the two paths disconnect and go their own separate ways. If the New Order were still here, no doubt they would be making their way off in the opposite direction. From your own perspective, it seems to walk around the outside of the cave, leading to a stone bridge that goes over this large water mist that is at the bottom, over to the closest structure.
This is fabulous.
This is definitely not what I was expecting. There's like a whole civilization down here.
It could take us a lifetime to see everything in here.
Does there appear to be a way down to any of the levels that we see? Is it where does our path go?
Well, looking down, like, you cannot see the bottom of this canyon because there's just too much of the white mist. Like, there's so many waterfalls that it's just a constant spray of white mist that just disappears on the bottom. You have no idea how far down it goes. Upwards, it goes 200, 300 feet upwards. The structures themselves are hanging from the ceiling. The path that you are on heads along the side of the canyon wall itself for a good 100 or 150 feet before it curves off into a stone bridge that moves over to the closest hanging down structure you can see.
I think we'd probably be following the path then and head over to that structure because that seems phenomenally cool.
Well, you know,
Start
once
with
we
the
pick
first
our
step.
doors up.
Yeah, I would be stood in shock for like this was like just walking down
Right.
some like shitty little river cave for 6 hours and then we come to this. What?
I'm assuming this all looks dwarven built.
You've never heard of the dwarves building something like this, but if anyone could, maybe they could. Right. So, you guys head along the path,
Yeah.
going around the curve, and begin making your way over the bridge towards the first structure. And each footstep you take does echo in this expansive canyon. I mean, looking over the side, you instantly, you get vertigo just looking outwards, knowing how you have no idea how far up you are, and considering how far below the ceiling you are, you hope it's not that far down, but with not being able to see the bottom because of all the mist, it's hard to tell. Making your way over the bridge, which is about 70, 80 feet long, you're able to get to the first structure. There is a stone slab doorway in the center of the structure. The path also splits up and around it, like a kind of a balcony that goes on the outside of the structure itself. So you can go left, you can go right, or you can make your way through the stone slab.
If we go left, does it just kind of like go round in a circle, or do we not
Do you
know?
want to follow it?
Is that-
Do you want to follow it?
I'd like to follow it for like a few seconds just to see if I can work out if that's what it's doing. If it just loops up.
Yeah, it goes around. You walk about 30 feet, and you could turn the corner, and it goes seemingly on the outside of the upside down structure. You can see it goes on for another 100 feet or so before turning to the right.
Okay, goes back a bit further than we thought. Maybe we should try and open this door and see what's inside.
Should we try knocking on the door first?
I mean, it's stone. If you want to hurt your knuckles, feel free.
Joe Bricks votes
you-
door.
So you gong gong on the door. It makes a sound of knocking on stone. I can't make that sound effect. Something like that.
Thud, thud, thud.
There is no response in that regards.
Is there any kind of obvious handle or way of opening the door? I mean, I'll just push, I suppose.
You push, and it does rattle a little bit. You get the feeling you need to put some force behind it.
Cora!
She walks over slowly.
Let's use that powerful build of yours.
Okay.
Cora, you push. It's a little heavy, but not an issue for you. As you push it about 4 feet back, it then begins sliding to the left. And inside is a room revealed to you. Quite spacious. Seems to be match the interior of this structure. You can see a ruined stairwell that goes upwards. You can see ruined furniture across the area. In fact, to be fair, the only things you do see that are still intact is a table, a couple of brooms, like strange-looking brooms, and 2 sets of armour, like plate armour, rusted, loads of cobwebs, all of them. They're quite short, only about 4.5 feet high.
Does it look like
Dwarf-sized.
it's deteriorated from time, or it's been ruined by some other means?
Time, probably.
Okay.
It looks more like a commons room, if anything. Pretty much all the other furniture is just ruined beyond repair. You can see at the back of the room there is like a ruined kind of cabinet with kind of like leather pouches there, like cylinder leather pouches there, and then on the west side of the room is a doorway to another room, seemingly, and then on the right side of the room is a spiral stairway that has since collapsed, but you can see it would go up into the structure above.
Send McGonagall up the spire.
Okay, so McGonagall makes his way up. He can see that there are several. That spiral staircase connects to several floors. He goes up to the next one. He sees a room very much similar. Less furniture in this one, more rubble, if anything. Do you want him to inspect this room or go to the one above him?
If nothing stands out immediately as being interesting, he'll go up to the next one. He's more trying to get an overview at the moment.
Okay. Goes up to the next one. This is a more of a packed kind of area, like actual walls that separate the immediate vicinity, and he can see that there are 3 possible exits that he can go. He can go to the left, he can go to straight ahead, or he can go to sort of a kind of like a diagonal up/right place, or he can go to the next floor.
Yeah, keep going up to the next floor. I don't want to get too lost of exploring, just trying to get some sort of layout.
Okay. So this, he gets a similar structure of like walls and pathways for another 3 layers, and eventually he gets to the very top one, which is a much larger connecting kind of area. It immediately connects to a balcony at the very top of this structure that seems to connect to 2 stone bridges that move over to the next structures.
Interesting.
So one heads to the east, one heads to the northwest.
I'd bring him back, and I'd let everyone else know that there's some floors. There's a few little other exits up there, but if you get to the very top, it seems to join to the other spires that we saw hanging down. So quite an intricate design.
I'd like Joe Bricks to inspect are they leather-bound vials or leather-bound containers?
Cylinders, sort of thing.
Cylinders.
Yeah. Okay. So you make your way over to them. They're holsters of some kinds, and like you pick them up, and you immediately get a whiff of dust. You screw the top off, and inside there are some parchments.
I would love to very carefully, pull them out and have a look and see what they have on them.
Okay. So there is some ancient writing on here, along with what you can understand to be depictions of buildings, directions maybe. You don't have the means to truly understand it unless you could understand the language.
I can't understand what this is, everybody, but they look to be directions or a diagram or a map. It's instructions of some kind.
I'm happy to cast a spell, but I'll have to sit here and do it ritual style.
I think that's probably a good idea. We should probably take a rest and work on that.
Okie doke.
Okay.
I'll sit down and start casting comprehend languages.
No? So you guys stop for 10 minutes.
In that 10 minutes, can I have a look around and see if I can work out if there's any... Whether the residents left in a hurry, if they attacked, why is this now empty?
Make an investigation check. Best you can tell, considering the structure of where this connected to in terms of the path and just the general decor around here, this might have been a checking-in station. Might have even been the foyer of a hotel. Hard to tell. what McGonagall tells Vorkris, and if Vorkris decides to share with the rest of the party, is that the areas above, they are much more spacious rooms, like very big rooms with like multiple sections dedicated to a set of walls. Like think maybe flats or apartments, but like with multiple rooms and very spacious inside of them. The decor in them ruined as well, but with almost a sad sense of opulence about them.
Can Gilbrick spend his 10 minutes to ritual cast Detect Magic, please?
Yeah, of course. Agnes, with that roll, so you can determine what this area might have been in terms of why this has been left. Unfortunately, there's just no evidence here to suggest what happened. It looks like they just left.
Judging by the decor, furniture, anything around, we have the bag of holding that is of Ojibwe design, so we've seen Ojibwe stuff throughout our journey into this obviously once civilized place. Do I see anything that is akin to that kind of design?
Make your own investigation check, please. And guidance does apply if you wish to use it.
Okay. Investigation. Good Lord.
Guidance is going to help.
Ugh. I mean, my guidance roll was good.
You do not find anything to suggest that anything here is of Ojibwe design.
I will remind Cora that the New Order believed that it wasn't the Ojibwe that built this place. It was like a sister civilization, is what they believed. Doesn't necessarily mean it's true, but
yeah, I just don't even know, like, artwork wise, like how sisterly they were.
In terms of the artwork, all that remains is the embeddingness on the stone structures on the outside. On the inside, it's just kind of plain stone wall. If there was any artwork here, any design, interior sort of stuff, it's long since been eroded by time.
How long would it take me to grind up the toadsill fungi? Would I be able to do that in the 10 minutes that...
Not in 10 minutes. I mean, you can start on it in that 10 minutes, but
all right.
You probably need maybe a half an hour to do that. So.
To be fair, I've got to do it, and then I've got to read the scrolls afterwards, and then we've got to work out what we're doing. So you'll have time.
I'll get to grinding.
So, at the end of 10 minutes, you finish casting Comprehend Languages, Vorkris. The scrolls themselves are very, very brittle. Do you hold it open like that, or do you like lay it out on the floor? Do you put it on on the table? I
try and roll it out onto a table and just like put something on each end so it doesn't roll back up.
Okay. So, reading through this area, it looks very much akin to a welcoming message. And the name of this place is called the Water Stilts. Reading through the various parchments that you have, you can determine that this place was something of a residential area, or even a holiday kind of area. This used to be a place of grandness and wealth. Going further into it, it gives small instructions on something called the stilt stones, and that they operate by touch and pressure. You're not too sure what the stilt stone is, but you get the feeling they are connected to the stone bridges around you.
I will share that with everyone here. In McGonagus's trip upstairs, is it just this stairwell up to the next floor that was broken, or are they all broken the whole way up?
There's only the one stairwell, and it is broken.
Yeah, so broken
Unless
the whole
you
way
wanna-
up, not just on one floor.
No, just on your floor it's broken. On the other ones, they're intact on the higher floors. They just don't seem very stable. That's all.
So I will pass it on to everyone that's here. That the stilt stone, you mentioned the stilt stones things. Don't quite know what it is, but it seems to have something to do with the stone bridges. The best way is going to be to try and get up to the top, I think. But I get there's more to explore down here. There's more to explore everywhere. Such an interesting place. Anyone have any preferences? Do we want to open? There was one of the door in this room, wasn't there, that led somewhere?
Yes.
I want to see if detect magic detects anything besides what we have already within 30 feet. Like the armor or anything in the cupboards, anything.
Yeah. You get a ping. You get several pings actually within 30 feet of you.
Besides our stuff, though, right?
Besides your stuff, yes.
Okay. Which direction is it coming from?
From the direction of the table, from the direction of the small pieces of armor, and by the door that is currently closed.
So I'm getting something, everybody, from the armor, from the table here, and then from this door that we haven't checked out yet.
Can we fit the armor in the bag of holding? Maybe that would be more useful back at New Uranium, and they could go over it properly.
I can't use it. So.
Well, like armor at all is a foreign concept to me. And I put it in the bag that Cora is nicely holding out for me.
Okay.
Can I inspect the table?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, after the armor, obviously.
Yeah. So the armor itself is heavy. It takes you just a little time to plop it off of its stand, as it were. And as you begin the process of dismantling it to put it in the bag, the helm looks at you.
God damn it, I thought it was magical armor, not evil monsters.
Oh, boy.
It breaks whatever shackles is on it, pushes you back, and moves to attack as the other armor does. And at that same time, the table comes to life as well and begins to move. And the brooms on the side of the room start sweeping themselves. And they move in aggressively to attack.
Oh, hell.
Whoa, we're friendly!
Right,
Can I get
find
initiative,
a in a
please?
jar.
I don't know why, in one of Jack's campaigns, we find out that the suits of armor are magical, and I immediately think, oh, this is cool, valuable loot, not they're going to attack us immediately.
That's what we get for being greedy.
I forgot to set my freaking token again.
The second one was Xeric.
The table has got a -1. So that's 10 for the animated table.
Probably got a bit wooden all these years.
bit stiff. And then the brooms. I've got a +3. They're fast little fuckers. No! Alright, so top of the round will be Cora. Is everybody on there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So Cora, you're up first.
Which thing looks like it poses the biggest threat to us? I'm assuming the armor, but
Probably the armor. The table's just big. The armor seems tough because of its armor.
okay. I am going to cast Dispel Magic on one of the things of armor.
Okay. I'm just going to see what that does to it. So it needs to make a Constitution saving throw against your spell save DC. (16). So it meets it, beats it.
Yep.
So you cast spell magic on one of the animated pieces of armor, and it sort of shudders a little bit, and then continues moving.
Why is it making a Constitution if it's my spell casting ability?
Because it has this.
Blah.
But you as Cora doesn't know that, so
No.
just let you know.
All right. Awesome. All right. So then Cora's gonna sigh and light up spiritual weapon and try and smack it with that.
Okay. Yeah, that'll definitely hit. So, boom! The spiritual weapon strikes into the pieces of armor, and you chip off part of it. It continues to function, however, continues to move forward.
All right. How far away am I from threats?
Well, I'm assuming the group is in the middle of the room at the moment. So, aside from Vorkris, which is one of the animated pieces of armor, that's within 5 feet of it. The table is closest to you guys. The other animated armor is about 30 feet away. The brooms are about 40 feet away, but they are pretty fast.
Okay. I'll just stay where I'm at then. Thank you.
Okay. So, the animated armor will me. Alright, so the first one, you duck underneath one, an uppercut comes towards you, you bring up the shield, and it just clangs off of the arc. The other animated armor will rush forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's going for you, Agnes, and it will make 2 attacks against you. Natural 1 and 13.
Both miss.
So you just like sidestep away. Boom! It punches on the second one, and it only like grazes your bagpipe, and it just makes a like noise. It's not damage. It punches the bagpipe. All right, there's that. Jawbricks, you're up. So the table before you has come to life.
I think naturally I would try and firebolt, knowing that firebolt will do damage to objects. I would try and firebolt the table.
All right, make an attack roll at disadvantage because it's within 5 feet of you.
Oh, okay, yeah, good call. I rolled again.
18 will still get it, so you deal 12 points of fire damage against it. It does hurt the table, but you get the feeling it's not susceptible to fire in the sense that it's weak to it. You just burn it.
Right.
I don't know what noise of pain the table would make.
Probably creak a little bit, I think.
Something like that. Did you want to move away from the table?
And I think I'm going to end up incurring an opportunity attack if I move away, so I'll probably have to stay.
All right then. Volcrus, you're up.
Vorkus is going to hope that magical life force counters life force and attack it with vampiric touch. For a 14 to hit. So there's a suit of armor, sorry, that was in front of me.
Against a suit of armor that will not hit.
I thought as much.
That's a miss.
Jack, can I retcon that? Can I move and take? I'll take the opportunity attack.
Okay, sure, no problem.
Thank you.
I just want to make sure. So when I cast that, I still hold vampiric touch for a minute.
Yeah.
The first one.
Yeah, you're
I
concentrating.
I am now concentrating on that. Then that's fine. Thank you.
Right. So the animated table will make a ram attack against you, Jobrix. So it has a +6 to this. Nope, that'll be a miss.
That's a miss.
So it just swings its legs wildly, but you get out of there.
I'm gonna whoop 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 whoop. Get way away from all of those guys.
Right. Okie dokie. Right, Lizma, it's your turn. Furniture's coming to alive to attack you.
So, how close together are they? Are they in a line coming at me, or are they spread out?
No. Oh, they are spread out, yeah.
Okay. I am going to stand next to Vorkus, and I am just going to assist him and protect him against anything that comes near him.
Okay, so you move up towards the Volcrus that's currently engaged with the suit of armor.
Uh-huh.
Would you like to attack the armor or just provide assistance for his attack rolls?
Well, considering I know a lot about armor, I'll probably notice that this is probably decent armor and wouldn't be able to do much with just my sword. So I'm not going to. I'm just going to protect Vorkus.
So you'll provide the help action for him. Is that correct?
Yeah. I'll provide help.
Okay. All right. So the next anything you do, Vorkus, will be at advantage.
Danke.
All right. So the animated table will pursue you, Jobrix. Intents on getting its prey. Apparently, tables of prey. it will fly. No, it does. It doesn't fly. The legs move like a weird crab. Right up towards you to do another ram attack against you. So another +6 on this. Whoa, that is a miss.
Oh hell! I'm being attacked by a table.
So you duck to the side as the ram, as the table just charges by you, bounces into the wall and just sort of corrects itself, and then continues to engage you. Agnes, you're up.
I'm going to go towards the broom on the left-hand side, and I'm going to try and hit it with a rapier.
Okay, make an attack roll. That is a hit against it. 5 piercing damage. It is by itself, yes.
Sneak attack applies then.
It's not resistant to piercing damage by any means. So yeah. Nice, 15 damage.
Really hard.
So you stab it through the stem of the handle, and the bristles of the broom shake violently.
And I'm just going to kind of come around the back of it, so I can still see everyone, but I'm around the back of it and still in its
okie dokie.
Range.
Alrighty then. It is Zyric's turn.
Okay, Zyric will... I don't know what is closest to him, but I feel like he probably would feel like he should take on a suit of armor. So if he's within range of a suit of armor, he would go up to that. Okay. Oh. And then this one, I think this one is force. He will do the booming spear.
Okie dokie. $16 is a miss against the armor. He just strikes into it, but it only scrapes against the thick plateness.
So he's going to grunt a little bit and make his. Oh, you cursed him, Jack.
Spear bounces off of the armor once again, ding, and causes no damage against it.
Just to be clear, would that have? It would not have hit it regardless at a 16.
No,
because the booming
miss.
blade didn't. Okay, all right, good. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. He'll hold his position.
Okay, so the animated broom's turn. So the one that's engaging you, Agnes, flips over and becomes something of its own little rapier and just makes several jab attacks towards you, as you seem to be having a sword/stick fight with a broom. It makes 2 melee attacks with a +5 to hit against you.
Okay.
10 and 13.
No.
Or 12 even. Yeah. So yeah, you just like ta-ting, 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 and you just kind of like have like a Zorro fight against this floating broom at the moment. It's weird. The other
Weird,
broom
I love
the other broom will fly over towards Cora and attempt to slap it across the face. Oh. 22.
22 hit.
Alright, so the bristles slap you across the face for 4 points of damage. And that's all it can do. So yeah.
Imagining like 4
So you
points
get-
of splinter damage.
yeah. You get a bit of bristle stuck in your head. Like, what? What's going on?
It's a tickle fight. So
Corey.
let's see. My spiritual weapon was at the suit of armor.
Animated armor. Yeah.
Yes. So I will try and hit that again since it's still up. Nope.
No, there's a miss. Bing! Off the plate armor.
Sweet. That was a level 2 spell. That was just a bonus action. I'm allowed to cast.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
that
haven't
was
cast
already
any spells
enacted.
this round.
Okay, good. All right. So then I am going to choose. Are there people within 30 feet of me? This is so hard.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
All right. I am going to bless myself and Agnes and Xeric.
Okay.
Good. Keep that holy magic away from me.
Guys,
That was a snort.
did you want to continue, stay where you are, and continue engaging with the flying broom?
The broom. Yeah. I'm not even I'm more amused by that. I know that I shouldn't be, but I'm more amused by that than intimidated. So go ahead, slap me around.
Okay.
Insert
so
yourself
that's
into
cool.
Cora.
So it's the animated armor's turn. So the animated armor will continue. Will make 1 slam attack against Lisma and 1 against Vorkris, because you're both next to each other. So Vorkris 8,
Missed.
Lisma 11. Yeah. So can't get past your defenses at the moment. The other animated armor, I believe, was on Xeric. So it's going to attack against Xeric. 16 and 10.
They both
missed. Yeah, so against his armor, cannot make any dents. Jorpix, you're up.
Firebolting this table again.
Disadvantage because it's within 5 feet of you.
It's still within 5 feet. Oh gosh.
Yeah, it
They
chases
went
you.
after me though.
So this-
Yeah, it chased me.
This table is chasing you across the room. It's so fucking weird.
Oh my gosh. Let me click on the toggle then. Let's see.
13, unfortunately, is a miss. You fire, and it just kind of skims off of the top of the table and shoots upwards and hits into the ceiling, where a bit of dust kind of comes down.
This isn't working well. So I'm still going to try and break away.
Righto.
Try and break away first.
You're right. I should have tried and done that first.
It will make an opportunity attack against you, so +6 on this. Fucking hell, it happened. All my monster rolls went away last night.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is karma for last night, apparently.
Okay, so you run 30 feet away from the table, Jorpix. Vorkris, you're up.
Vorkris will once again reach out to the armor in front of him and try extra hard with extra help to grab the suit of armor with vampiric touch.
Right, so make an attack roll at advantage.
Where's vampiric touch gone? There it is. 16 to hit.
Unfortunately, that is a miss. You tried to grab it, but its armor is just so thick, you can't get beyond it into like the parts where you think the magic is the strongest, the suck life force, and the spell just bounces, reflects off of the plate armor.
Yeah, fun. The worst thing is, after like 4 rounds, when I finally do make contact, I'll find out it doesn't take necrotic damage, and I'll just be really angry with myself.
As a DM, I'll let you know it's not immune to necrotic damage.
Thank you, Jack.
Alright, so if you don't want to move anywhere, it's Lizma's turn.
Cool. So I am going to just I'm just going to have a go at slashing at it, see what I can do.
Okay. That's a hit. So you're able to jam it inside, like underneath where the arm pits are, into its like more weakened area, to cut at some of its straps.
I pay close attention to what Lizma's doing to try and emulate him next round.
Its left arm like hangs loose a little bit, but it's then sort of like sacks back into place. You have hurt it. The second one is a hit. As you bring it round onto its head, you cut part of its armor off for another 6 slashing damage. And now the armor itself it's slower. It looks like whatever is forcing it to move, it's weaker.
I would like to add a superiority dice to the last one as well, and use goading attack. So that's just a D8.
Okay.
Oh, there we are. 8 damage extra.
Goading attack. No, the goading attack makes me attack you. It doesn't add damage. Oh wait. You can expend one superiority die to attempt to goad the attacker into attacking you. You add the superiority to the attack's damage roll, and the target must make a wisdom saving throw. You're absolutely right, my apologies. So 4. So yeah, this armor is incensed that you are damaging it, and now focuses on you.
I can imagine, like, automated armor doesn't have much wisdom about it.
No. Anyway, the table will continue to chase Jorpix across the room. How dare you use it as a table?
I know it, right? I fear you no man will.
Fucking hell, 11. So yeah, the table just bounces off of the wall behind you and just continues to chase after you like a weird crab. Agnes, you're up.
I'm going to take another swing at the broom.
Yep.
Dirty.
That is a hit. And with one, you cut the broom in half. Ting, and it just falls down to drag. Ting, ting, ting.
Yeah, that's what I thought of you. Yeah. I beat a broom. Guys, I beat a broom.
You bested a broom.
Well done, Agnes. I see your skills have not faded.
I am so happy. I beat a broom.
I mean, I can't punch a suit of armor, apparently, so...
And I'm going to stay where I am. I'm not going to get any closer.
Yep. Okay. All right. It's Zyric's turn, who is currently engaged with an animated armor.
Okay, so he is going to, feeling extra blessed, attack with the booming blade. Good lord, he's just destined for 16.
Yep. I can have
so
high armor class too, guys. See how boring it is?
16's not
That's-
even that high. We just
that's
can't
not even the
roll
thing,
for shit.
like- right. He's literally been at 16 for the last every time he's rolled in this fight. All right,
Yeah.
so if this one's a 16, I'm closing out and restarting.
Okay. 18 is a hit.
Finally.
Alright, so he plunges the spear into part of it, and part of it just goes boom. The armor shudders violently towards that, but continues to function.
Okay.
Alright.
Stay here.
Alright. The broom will continue to whack you on the head, Cora. It has a +5 to this. 14. 19!
The second one hits, but I'm just like, knock it off.
Oh, that's 7 points of damage against you as it hits you across the back of the head, like an old lady telling you to get off of her porch. Cora, it's your turn. The broom is
She's-
annoying you.
She's so annoyed right now. So she'll use her spiritual weapon first on the suit of armor.
Yep. That is a hit. The spiritual weapon just and the armor blasts into tiny little pieces, and the magic that compels it to function fails. That is the one that was by Orcris and Lisma.
Okay. So feeling very loved and blessed by her gods, she's going to take out her mace and she's going to smack at this stupid broom in front of me. All right, so mace.
And the broom parries you and smacks the mace nearly out of your hands and just tickles you on the nose a little bit.
You could just sweep the floor. I don't understand why you're attacking me.
Okay.
Weapon to whatever is next closest to it.
I know. So 16 and 15 to hit Zurich.
No, they both miss.
Oh. So yeah, can't get past the armor. And Joe Pricks, you're up.
Joe
The
Pricks
table's
will-
facing you.
Yep,
Still.
we'll move away first this time and take the opportunity attack first.
Okay. +6 on this. 14.
Misses. 15 misses. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Just barely, but now I'll firebolt again with a little bit of space.
Okay, make an attack roll. Well, it's a ranged attack roll.
I do like a little tumble, pop up. Really exciting. Really excitingly fire my wand at it with a firebolt.
That is just a hit. You get it on the underbelly of itself, causing a large, big scorch mark. The table doesn't like that.
It creaks in pain.
It goes, okay.
It's my turn.
That is your turn. Vorkris, you're up. The animated armor before you has just crumbled to pieces.
So Vorkus is kind of looking at his hand in disbelief, and then he kind of moves towards the other armor, just staring at his hands and goes, and tries to attack the other one.
Make an attack roll.
Are you okay, Vorkris? You look like you're dying.
No, just my accuracy is dying, and my accuracy is never good in the first place. But take that, little armor!
That's a hit. Roll damage against the animated armor as you try to suck life out of it.
I clicked it. There we go. 12 necrotic damage.
So you can see dark recesses and cracks in the armor appear over the main structure of the animated armor. It still functions, but the magic is beginning to fail.
And I absorb 6 hit points, which do nothing because I'm already at full health.
I'm going to
That's
call
my
them
turn.
6 imaginary hit points because it's not real life force, but you believe it is, and it functions in that sense.
Yay!
All right, Lisma, you're up.
I'm gonna go over to the other suit of armor as well and have a slash at it.
Hokey cokey.
Don't piss all over it while I'm stood next to it. They'll splash off the armour.
24 is a hit.
11 damage.
With this one, you just rush past Zurich and just plunge your sword into the center of it, twist it, and the entire armor just falls apart.
Okay, and then I'll. How far away is the table?
I'd say it's 10 feet away from you.
Okay, I'll charge at the table and have a slash at it.
Okie dokie. Natural 20.
Nice. So what's that? Is it just roll damage and then double it without modifier?
Yeah, roll your damage, double it, add your modifier.
So it'll be 8 plus 3.
14. So 14, 17 points of damage against the table. You jump on top of it and just pierce it again and again and again, just putting as many holes in this table as you can. The table tries to buck you off.
Bow wow.
The table will turn around and try to ram you, Lisma. 6 to this. Which makes me get a 5. 16.
Nope.
So that would have fucking hit Joe Pricks. Fuck's sake. So yeah, it just rams against your arm. Like you grab both sides of it and like you lift up and you give the table the chair or something like that. And just slam it back down on the ground, halting its maneuver. Agnes, you're up.
How far away am I from the table?
25 feet.
Okay, I'm going to run up to the table, get on the back of it, stab it with my rapier.
Yep.
Nice.
You on top of the rapier and very skillfully just plunge your sword through it, and the table just collapses apart, and both Lisma and Agnes fall prone.
You're welcome, you, Joe Pricks.
Thank you.
It is Zurich's turn.
All right.
The only thing left is a broom that is hitting Cora on the top of the head.
So he will go over to it and try and attack it.
Make an attack roll.
There we go.
That's a hit. Yeah, so this broom that's just hitting you on top of the head, Cora. It's just like having a broom/mace fight against you. Ta-ting. Zurich just walks up to it, just grabs it, and just goes in the top of it, and the broom just goes falls apart.
I say you guys should try and grapple it.
In Noma, she says, "Thank you."
You all take a deep breath as the strange combat has seemed to have come to an end.
Oh, deep
That was
breath.
weird.
What the fuck were those things?
One quick question, Jack. Does the detect magic that I have, is it still pinging from outside of the door?
No. The detect magic you could determine was actually those brooms that was hanging up
Okay.
against it. Now that these furniture has been defeated, you get no more pings.
Okay.
Your hair, Cora. I saw that broom trying to mess it up.
Oh, do I need my hat? I take my hat out that Emron made me and put it on.
No, don't be daft. You don't need a hat. I was just checking you're okay.
Oh, yeah. I've not ever been attacked by a broom before. I'm a little upset that I couldn't actually do anything. Agnes, you did really well against animated object?
Agnes, the
It was
table
like you're-
slayer, as she will henceforth be known.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like a really good title.
Talk about being objectified.
Yeah, this is kind of weird. Yeah.
This would
Certainly
inspect
looks
the armor, see if I could salvage anything from them.
The armor room cells are pretty much ruins. They are worth some form of metal, so you can certainly put them in the bag of holding and see if a blacksmith can utilize anything with them.
Last time I tried to put them in the bag of holding, they fucking attacked us.
I
Someone
can
else
use
do it
smith
this time.
tools.
You'll need an actual forgery to utilize them again,
That's fine.
and they wouldn't fit you anyway because they're
What?
suits of armor for small base creatures.
Okay.
So
Like
that
small,
was-
small, or Agnes small?
Right.
As in the small category creature.
Okay.
So when we were able to just look at them before we touched them, we were able to ascertain what size creature might have worn it, like dwarf size or maybe
Yeah, dwarf size.
halfling or something. Yeah. Okay.
Dwarf size, yeah. I'm fairly certain nobody is a dwarf, so
Nope.
it'd be like trying to fit into your 10-year-old's clothes.
Well, everybody, we want to see what's on the other side of this door.
Yes, then I throw it open dramatically. Wow!
While we're in the
pillow.
moment, right?
So, as you open up, inside appears to be a small office where there is an assortment of things just sort of scattered around, including a broken chest with a small bag inside of it.
Can I
Is
use
it
Mage
gonna-
Hand to poke
I was
the
just-
chest?
I'm gonna say whoever's mage hand.
Bling, bling, bling. Yeah, the chest sort of tumbles back and forth with no other reaction beyond what physics allows.
Then Mage Hand picks up the bag inside
Okay.
and
Picks up the
carries it
bag.
over to me.
Mom, 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 mom. You take the bag.
And as I'm taking the bag from Mage Hand, haven't taken my eyes off the chest.
The chest is still broken, still inanimate.
Okay. Nothing else in here? No other exits?
Not that you can see from the time, like you have an extended period of time that you can look around this place. It does look like just a side room where whoever was in charge of this place might have had their own personal office.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll have a look in the pouch then.
Inside you can find gold, like coinage. You could call them gold coins, but they're very, very old, of a insignia that you don't recognise. There is the coin itself is golden, but the insignia on them is like a mountain top with a hammer and a banner sort of overlooking at the very top of the peak of the mountain.
I don't believe that
Hammer
you
and banner on mountain.
gave a description to the ancient coins that we found in the shrine, but I'm assuming it's not the same.
No, it's not the same.
Okay, thank you.
Are they
you
circular?
get
Are they?
the feeling-
Sorry, go ahead.
you get the feeling that these were what was once considered currency in this place. And you have 33 of them.
33 gold coins with hammer and banner on a mountain.
Pretty
You can call them
typical coin
33
looking.
33 ancient Greyhelm gold pieces.
And they don't look like they're just circular, right? They don't look like they don't have an interesting shape or anything like that.
They're meant to be circular. They're not perfectly circular.
Okay.
I mean, I'll keep them on me, but I'm not like hoarding them for the rest of the party or anything. It's just I picked them up, I'll just put them away. But yeah, it's interesting. We will see if anyone knows anything about them. Maybe if we find people that like old coins, we could sell them for more than a gold's value. They're very rare after all. Currently, the only ones in known existence.
We have to get out of here first, though.
Well, I mean, that sounds like a problem for later. In fact, that's starting to sound like a tomorrow problem. We've been walking for like 9 hours today. I'm bloody knackered.
It might be time.
I exaggerate.
Yeah.
And as
Long
you're discussing
rest,
this, Vorpix and Jawprix, your jaws drop a little, because you've noticed something where the table was. Now that the dust has settled, you can clearly notice a circular sigil on the ground.
Look
You
at this,
guys-
everyone.
You guys recognize this as the runes for a teleportation circle.
Oh.
How exciting.
Remember the last time we saw one of these?
No, but I will definitely be jotting down the teleportation circle sigils.
It was in the
Yeah.
sanctuary.
Yes.
Okay, so Vorpix, as you jot down the symbols and the insignias of the specific runes on this circle, you notice that there's a variance in them. They don't glow with a magical presence. It's interesting. Like Jawbricks, your detect magic doesn't ping them as magical. They don't seem to have been broken and or misplaced so that the teleportation circle doesn't function anymore. If anything, I want you both to make an Arcana check, please. Because you're both science bros in this regard.
Pros.
I should roll well.
For some reason, the circle is not working, but you guys cannot figure it out. Why not?
I'm gonna.
So, anybody?
I'm gonna.
Anybody who's proficient in Arcana, they can try. They can try where they failed.
Just proficient. Nope. I couldn't like guide them or anything and have them look again. Okay.
They've already rolled. Now they can try again, but the DC to understand it will be higher.
Can we try?
I
again
would
with
like
the-
to try
the guidance?
again.
Okay.
This should be your last. This should be your last chance to spend an even closer time to investigate, like really taking it all in to try and figure it out.
Squint your eyes. Maybe if you squint your eyes.
Do you want me to sing?
So-
I'll sing and make it all better.
Is
How's
squint
that
your
one?
eyes all you're going to say to us, Cora? Really?
I was guided. That was my guidance for you.
Would you like to inspire
I'm
them in
guiding-
this regard?
and then-
That's better.
So, of course, when I get
More
guidance,
like
I don't
it.
get it.
We
That's my
just need to
guidance.
take our time. That's all. We can't be
So
rushed.
undeterred by this, like initially you didn't get it. This time you sit down discussing theories together over the course of the next 5 minutes, and you figure it out that this teleportation circle, the magic that operates it, is currently being blocked by a presence.
Like a Christmas present? I look around for wrapped up boxes.
You don't get the feeling it's a presence nearby. It's you felt something like now that you're noticing it on something that's outside of yourself, so you realise as soon as you got into the water stilts, you felt a little bit different with your magic. Like your magic still functions, it just feels a little distant to the point where it's like a very subtle kind of thing for you. But you get the feeling that maybe the longer you stay in this place, the harder it will be for you to access your magic.
There's some kind of a magic governor over this area, everyone. I can feel it. That's why this isn't working, and it's going to be difficult for us. I think we're gonna have to figure out why.
Yes.
By this place, do you just mean like by the circle or in the entire like
This
whole?
this
The
cavern,
presence.
this
The whole
entire
cavern.
cavern.
You both
Oh.
are pretty intelligent, and this will affect Xeric as well. But anybody who utilizes magic via the weave, via arcane-based knowledge, if you spend longer than 72 hours in this place, your magic will be blocked and unable to use. That you get the feeling that maybe 72 hours is probably what you have.
Unless we find whatever's blocking it.
Right. We're in a race against time, I think, then.
Yes. It's kind of maybe suggested otherwise for my long rest idea, which I did have just before we spotted the magic circle.
I haven't got any spells otherwise.
Ah, yes.
What did you want to... If you had spells, did you have an idea?
Nothing right this minute. Just in case we need them. We can press on. I think it would be the most prudent to press on for now. But any kind of dangerous encounter, I can only provide so much support.
Yeah, I just say to Corey, it's like, imagine that you were going into battle, but you didn't have your armor or your weapon. That's kind of how it feels to be drained of magic going into places like this as a wizard. It's horrible.
Okay. So, did you guys want to take a long rest in this room that you're in, or do you want to proceed onwards? You have been travelling for the better part of 6.5, 7 hours.
Yeah, I think it probably is resting time. Even though we've just found out we don't really want to stay here too long. Like, do we get the impression, so the effect that we felt with our magic, was that as soon as we set foot into the whole Greyhelm as a whole, or was it only when we got to these little water?
I think with water stilts.
You cannot determine. You get the feeling it's stronger in the water stilts, but maybe it began when you began walking down the corridor, the 6-hour-long corridor.
But if it's stronger here, that sounds good. That the solution is also here. The source of it is here somewhere.
Right.
So all we have to do is find it. So, but yes, I think we all need a good rest. It was a long, walky day.
Very well.
Okay. Alright, so you guys will set up your camp and prepare for a long rest.
All the debris to the sides. Have a little campy hole.
Will you guys be keeping a watch on the balcony outside of the structure, where you guys were basically just on?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can cast that hut as a ritual too.
Ah, okay. So yeah, maybe cast the tiny hut in here, and we'll all just stay inside the hut. Because the only way into here is either through that one doorway or from above.
Right.
Because we know that storeroom doesn't go anywhere. So
I can put Cheek Tika outside, and he could, stand watch over us too.
every little helps.
Yep.
Alright. So Joprix will ritually cast Tiny Hut. Cora will put Chiquita outside as guards. If that was the case, I take it then you guys would not be sitting up a watch on the balcony then. You'll be staying inside the hut.
Yeah, stay
right?
inside the hut.
Okay.
But we'll still have a watch from there.
Alrighty then. So, you guys begin to rest inside the water stilts. The first leg of your journey into Greyhelm, already beset with events both the wondrous and the strange. And you get the feeling you have only just begun. We'll call that a session there, guys, and we'll get back to it in a couple of weeks' time.